Monty Show, Utah's biggest sports talk show. When you're ready to talk sports, all you have to do is find The Monty Show. Streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. Now it's time for the best sports talk in Utah, The Monty Show.
On YouTube. How the heck are you? The Monty Show. Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. Got all kinds of stuff happening behind the scenes. The Big 5-0 birthday bash is coming up on Friday. That's going to be amazing. We have a couple of spots to meet Brant Keithy from Utah, Max Tooley from BYU to see some great hockey here at the Maverick Center. We'll tell you all about that coming up. We have great door prizes. Lamar Jackson's done with the Ravens. Not a shocker at all. Are the Jazz tanking? More names on the injury report today. And, of course, what would the Monty Show be without our good friends at The Advocates? TheAdvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. You never pay them until they win your case. You never come out of pocket. No, friends. You don't pay The Advocates unless they win your case. No consultation fees. Chat with an attorney online 24/7. At theadvocates.com. Today was weird. Today was craziness. Before the show, trying to get our content uploaded. And then, of course, everybody was asking us about, hey, man, hey, bro, heard a rumor from a friend of mine. His brother's a taxi cab driver in Poughkeepsie, and he had a fare who's from Boulder but didn't live there. Once he was 3, they moved to, East Side Park, but he's from Boulder, and he heard that your mom knows a friend who's got a cousin who says that Utah isn't valuable to the Big 12, so they're not going to invite him to the Big 12, bro. True story. Bro. The Twitter machine was lit today, Jake, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Are the Utah Utes valuable to the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, we've been having this conversation. We've been working through this. And, yeah, I mean, I think Utah is valuable to the Big 12, but Utah is only as valuable as they want to be. I mean, when you have a situation where they don't want to go, and now we're getting rumor mill after rumor mill about how the Big 12 is interested or not interested or, wants this or wants that. It's just endless. And I think that, when we get down to brass tacks, just like we've done, in prior weeks on prior topics on this, topic, I look at this and I say, damn, dude, let's stop with the rumor mill and let's just look at it and be honest about it, which is Utah would be a valuable ad for the Big 12, but you have a situation where Utah is just stubborn. Utah, prioritizes academics over the big picture, and to me, that's a mistake, but I'm not them. I'm not the nerd running Utah. I'm not the academic scholar, the 15-star student that's running Utah in the Pac-12. They are, and so for me, it's yeah, sure, in concept, Utah is valuable to the Big 12. A P5 program, back-to-back Pac-12 champion, AAU member, all this great stuff. You've got the total package at Utah that nobody knows about because they never market themselves. So, yeah, they're valuable to the Big 12. But I don't think Utah does itself any favors in these conversations. And it doesn't especially do itself any favors when you have your AD tweeting about not leaving the Pac-12.
But wait a minute. See, and this is one of the things that happens, with all due respect to casuals and mids like you. This is what happens in these conversations. Well, but Utah's not helping themselves. It doesn't matter. Is Utah athletics valuable to the Big 12? I think you have to compartmentalize these discussions. Are you correct about Utah? Yes. The Utes don't market themselves nearly enough. I think the Pac-12 has failed Utah. If there are failures in the Pac-12, certainly Utah has to be the best example of that, because nobody knows how special, nobody knows how dominant the football program's been. Nobody knows about the Red Rocks. Nobody, I don't think, knows or cares that Utah women's basketball has had a sensational season. And a lot of that is the Utes rely on Twitter alone and social media alone to get the word out, because you don't have a TV network that's doing that for you. Does that mean that Utah is any less valuable? It does not. Is there some Is there some way possible that Fox and ESPN do not value Utah? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They draw 1 million people when they're on TV most weeks. Like, I don't believe for a second that the Big 12 or its media partners are like, nah, you don't need Utah. No, Utah. Is Utah one of the first 4 in? There's a big chance they're not. Because I do think, and I've been told repeatedly, that there is a battle for San Diego State, much like Gonzaga. I believe that San Diego State has a verbal offer from the Pac-12. In fact, I know they do. And I also believe that San Diego State is a very big target for the Big 12. And that's not surprising at all to me. But the bottom line is, are you going to take San Diego State over Utah? For a lot of reasons, absolutely not. But the fact that it cripples the Pac-12, in my mind, Jake, that's reason enough for the Big 12 to take San Diego State over Utah.
Yeah, if you're the Big 12, yeah, that's a perfectly fine strategy. I just think that, we disagree on Utah. I think Utah is being silly about this. I think that Utah, wants to be the biggest and baddest educational institution in the land, and I respect that. I'm not saying that's dumb. That's obviously a huge achievement, and I think what they do educationally is top-notch. There's no denying that, right? This isn't really a conversation about whether they're good at education or not. They are one of the best in the land at education. There's, like, the numbers say that. But for me, I just think it makes no business sense to take the approach of, we don't want to be surrounded by squads in the Big 12 because they're not good or as good educationally. And yeah, they're not as good educationally. But I look at this, and we shouldn't even have to talk about whether the Big 12 should take San Diego State or Utah. This isn't even a it's disrespectful to Utah that we're even having that conversation, but that's precisely my point. Utah puts itself in that position all the time, right? All the time. Like, whether we're talking about the college football playoff and USC or we're talking about this conversation, they do it to themselves all the time. And I guess I'm just like, this is who Utah is. We know who they are. They're an institution that prioritizes education over athletics and prioritizes education over marketing. We know that. That's just who they are. So I'm not surprised. But I do think it's kind of a backwards approach that they're taking. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mid. Maybe I'm a casual and don't know anything about this. But to me, that's what it looks like.
But you're mid not because of your thoughts on Utah. You're just, as a human, you're just mid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
right,
not.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, I think that Utah is tremendously undervalued. And I think a lot of it, in my opinion, has to do with the fact that you don't have, and again, this is just my opinion, I think it has to do with the fact that you don't have a marketing machine that pushes and spends valuable money to tell the story of how good Utah athletics are. I really don't. I think it's one of those deals where I just don't know that the management, if you will, of the University of Utah cares enough about athletics. And what does that mean, cares enough? Certainly they value academics more than athletics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. But when we're talking about conference realignment and we're talking about Big 12 expansion, if you have Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado that leave the conference, you absolutely need to be one of the teams. If you're Utah, I think you need to be that fourth team. And I think they will be. I don't think there's any doubt. I think this nonsense, these lies on Twitter about Utah not being valuable, if you're buying into that, I think you just don't know the landscape of college football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I understand why everybody wants to be a red ass and put San Diego State into the conversation because they've earned their way in. But there's not a chance in the world that San Diego State is more valuable from a sports perspective than Utah is. There's not. I think the damage that losing the four corner schools does to the Pac-12, I think you can't even measure it.
Yeah.
I don't even think you will fully be able to grasp at. As much as people talk about Oregon and Washington, you don't have a conference without Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. You don't.
Yeah.
You do not. You can add anybody's, Central Valley State College that you want. You're not replacing the Arizona schools, Colorado, and Utah.
That's an issue.
I don't see how you would even begin to do that.
Yeah, it's the heart of your conference. That's just you're not doing that. Yeah.
I think it's crazy. Jacob Reed a West Virginia fan very clearly, gives us $10 to say, I would be content if we only added Arizona, Arizona State, and Colorado. If Utah wants to die on the Pac-12 altar, then it would be their hubris that kills their athletic program.
Precisely.
It's hard to argue with that. It is hard to argue with that. I mean, I think I don't even know, does anybody in here undervalue Utah? Is there anybody who doubts their athletic prowess? I mean, from baseball to gymnastics, Olympic sports, whatever you want to point to.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. I mean, the basketball program, does it win enough? Clearly it does not. But there's no questioning the football program. There is no questioning the overall dynamic and the quality of the athletic program at Utah.
Yeah.
And you pile the education on top of that, and I don't think it's in question. The DA says $10 million per year more than the PAC. That's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money, DA. I don't disagree with that. Mike Chase, how the heck are you? Mike says, I would say yes. They the Pac-12 champs 2 years in a row, and they would bring the Holy War back, which would bring revenue to the conference. I'm here for that every single day.
I think, though, you have to understand that the Holy War isn't as valuable nationally as it is here in Utah. Like, it is, like, to me, it's one of the biggest rivalries in college football, and it's again tremendously underrated. And you notice how this is a theme, and I have to be honest. I get tired of talking about this whole concept of Utah not marketing itself and how, Utah is undervalued. You get what you've earned, and Utah's earned that. Like, Utah has put itself in that position. And I'm the guy that says they have a great football program. They're really strong educationally. Like, I'm not even doubting any of this. I'm not. Like, I love Utah. But what I know to be fact is that you don't tell your story. You release one cute video a year when you're trying to get into the college football playoff.
Why does this bother you so much?
Because I just think it's a crying shame. It's just so fitting that they're in the Pac-12, because this is what the Pac-12 does, right? Like, we've been talking about for, 8 years? Like, almost the entire lifespan of the time we're working on 1,000 episodes of this show. Since the inception of this show, Larry Scott and the Pac-12 have been struggling to market the Pac-12. And Oregon is really the only one that does anything up until the last year and a half with USC in the Pac-12. And it bothers me because we're sitting here having a conversation about Pac-12 survival, essentially. And we're trying to sit here and talk about how Utah is undervalued. But the problem is it's no surprise Utah is undervalued, because that's the position you put. It's almost like this concept of, hey, like, one of the worst teams, think of one of the worst programs in the country that you can think of, whatever example you want to use. Like, I'll even use BYU as an example. This new program, new conference, like, all this new stuff happening, had a rough year last year. But if you if you didn't watch any of their games, and you just watch, like, their YouTube channel or their Twitter, like Instagram, their social stuff, you'd have never known that, because they tell that story and they keep it positive and they work their ass off to get out in front of Buddy over in Maine on the East Coast.
But I also think they invest a hell of a lot of money in that.
Yeah.
And I think there's a significant difference there. The things that have ailed Utah, from NIL being behind the curve to Britton Covey leading the way in NIL to, like, all of these things, it's not an ability thing. It is, I don't think it's an acumen thing. I think it is an execution piece. And I think it's one of the things that plagued the Chris Hill era. But now, I mean, we're in this same thing now with Harlan, where he's talking about we're not leaving. And I want to understand the mentality of that.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But you look at the way that, look at Blake Freeland over the weekend. Yeah. Utah offensive lineman Blake Freeland was an absolute freak at the combine, and BYU put out a ton of tape on that. I mean, everywhere they put out a ton of tape on that. What does BYU have to gain by that? Well, obviously recruiting, and obviously the ability to say, hey, we put guys in the NFL. But where's the Utah tape? Where it's like, Twitter, it exists, but I can tell you, as somebody that makes a living on YouTube, searches for Utah Ute athletic content are rock bottom. They are not high. They are not trending. But if you search BYU or BYU football, in the tool, because YouTube gives you a tool and tells you, hey, high, medium, low. Utah football is a low search. Utah athletics are a low search. U of U athletics, University of Utah, Utah football, Utah Utes football. Those are all medium and low searches. Everything BYU is high because they're putting out content constantly, and that's the difference. To me, it makes a difference. This is where it comes to roost. When we're talking about joining a conference, frankly, do they need Utah? They don't. They absolutely don't need Utah. Would you rather have Utah over San Diego State? You would.
Facts.
You would. Because I think the worst thing that can happen for the Big 12 is it's a program like Utah ends up in the Big 10, which I don't think it will, by the way. I think Utah's going to the Big 12.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is the story's not being told by the University of Utah.
And that's what bothers me. That's why I get kind of, a little begrudged by it, because it's like, damn, dude, like you have all of this offering. You have you have just as nice of a campus. You have I think most people here agree, especially those of you who are in Salt Lake with us. Utah's campus and the backdrop at Utah is amazing. Like, it's one of the most majestic around, but you don't really see that too much. And it's like, you did all this renovation at Rice Echoes. The Salt Lake Bees are moving out to Daybreak. There's a lot of rumor mill and a lot of smoke around a new baseball facility coming in that same plot of land for Utah. Like, if that were to happen, I would expect a full, if that was BYU having that opportunity, dude, I'd expect a full documentary on building the stadium, bro. And I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, I just don't know how you fix this, man. I don't know what you do with the Big 12 versus the Pac-12, because the funny thing is, I think the Big 12 now, where they currently sit, this is a time to bury the Pac-12. That's plain and simple. That's what this is. If the Big 12 wants to bury the Pac-12, you got to get aggressive, because, again, I think as we reported first here, and now Pete Thamel last night at ESPN released a story basically reporting what we said on Friday,
Facts.
which is that this is a critical week for the Pac-12.
Yeah.
The next, I don't know what, Jake, would you say 10 days?
Yeah, I think we're the Pac-12 just in, I speak from the experience of covering this topic and really following this story. It is apparent to me that the Pac-12 works sort of in windows. Obviously conversations are ongoing, but it gets sort of intensified in these sort of mini windows. So you saw that, Colorado's having this meeting with which there will be no votes because that has to happen in a public setting, but they're having a meeting. They're getting their ducks in a row. So to me, when I hear things like that, you have basketball tournaments going on, you have ways to get things done, or opportunities, that is. So yeah, I would say that, yeah, you're probably operating in a 7 to 10 day hot window here for sure.
And I say that because there's going to essentially be a meeting of the minds of the Pac-12 at the men's basketball tournament. And if that men's basketball tournament meeting does not go well, it's over. Because I don't think anybody doubts now what we've reported for the last month, that you've had Brett Yormark going through the Pac-12 and leveraging relationships that he has, and that his individual institutions and leadership at his institutions have. And again, Tom Holmoe with Utah, that's the other reason I don't necessarily buy into this. The Big 12 doesn't want Utah. I know factually from multiple sources that Tom Holmoe has been trying to build a bridge with Utah to join the Big 12.
Yeah.
And they have said, yeah, academically, we're not there yet. We can't pull the trigger on that because of academics, which lit this little man's heart on fire the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're clearly not over it.
I'll own it. I'm accountable to it. I don't like it. I think it's without being too harsh, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about that concept, because I can understand if Utah wants to say, okay, hey, by going to the Big 12, we're going to lose, let's just use AAU status as an example, even though they're not losing that. Hey, we're going to lose our AAU, status or symbol or whatever. Okay, now I'm listening, because now it's okay, to make this move, you're basically going to have to knock yourself down, 10 rungs on the academic ladder. But that's not going to happen. And I understand the concept of, hey, rising tide, raises all ships. Being surrounded by the Stanfords and the Cals and all these great institutions, absolutely, that's a plus. But my problem is, and the reason I get so, frustrated, I guess is the word I'll use
uppity.
With it.
You get uppity.
Uppity, right? Like the reason I get uppity about it is because I'm just like, dude, like, we're not talking about whether you should go to the Big 12 or not. You should absolutely go to the Big 12. This isn't even a conversation. We know that. But Utah is treating this as if it's like, oh, well, even though the Pac-12 may not exist in 2 years, we're not quite there academically. It's like, okay, fine. If you want to go and die on the Pac-12 ship, that's fine. But no one else is going to wait around for you. And the problem is, if you do it after the fact, if the Pac-12 burns to the ground and now you got to crawl on your hands and knees back to Brett Yormark, you're going to look like an idiot. And I don't want that for Utah. That's not the position you want to be in.
Yep, I agree. Louis Du says San Diego State is more valuable as a potential market. You're being John Canzano for Utah. Okay, so let me explain why that's sort of true. For the Pac-12, San Diego State's an incredibly important market because they're a West Coast conference and they have no presence below Stanford and Cal. They have no presence at all below Stanford and Cal. So if you look at, I mean, quite literally on a map, go find Palo Alto and you can only go north to find Pac-12. You can't go south.
Yeah.
If you look at the Big 12, that's not at all their footprint. Their footprint right now is mountain to the east with BYU in the mountain region. And if you push east, obviously you get into your Texases, your Oklahomas, so what, your Houston, your TCU, you're into Florida, you're into West Virginia, you're into Cincinnati, you're into the Kansases, that's their footprint. So is it dead or alive for the Big 12 to get San Diego State? It's not. Would you deliver yourself Los Angeles if you got San Diego State? You would not. You would not.
Hell no.
Now, if you're the Pac-12 and you got San Diego State, would you deliver yourself Los Angeles? You probably would. You probably would, because you have a lot of baked-in fans who are in that region I can't tell you how many Angelinos, I can't tell you how many people from Los Angeles, Bakersfield, Fresno, North, go to San Diego State. It's a lovely place. It's a great school. I mean, a ton of Californians, specifically Angelinos, go to San Diego State. How many people from Manhattan, Kansas go to San Diego State? How many people from Laramie, Wyoming go to San Diego State? So think about the mountain region. How many people from Utah go to San Diego State? Decent number. What does that mean to the Big 12? Nothing. How many people from Houston go to San Diego State?
Yeah.
Dallas. None. Stillwater. None. Kansas City. Almost none. That's why it's way more valuable to the Pac-12 to get San Diego State, and it's a kick in their balls if the Big 12 adds them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that we're being John Canzano for Utah.
Does that mean we're being Utah homers?
I guess that's what that's an
mean?
inference to, but I just disagree with you. Let's see. Jeremy says the way that the media folks determine value, adding Utah isn't massively bigger than adding Oregon State and Washington State because they seem fixated with market size, etc. The bottom line for the Pac-12, it's a very different proposition value-wise than the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to say, well, it's all just about for everybody. It's all about eyeballs on the it's not. Actually, it's not. For the Pac-12, it is, because you lost USC and UCLA. You lost millions of viewers every single week in one of the largest media markets in the country. So you have got to find a way to just pour new gas on the fire, right?
Yep.
If you're in the Big 12, what are you really trying to do? What are you really interested in? Well, what you're interested in is opening up new revenue streams, which means later windows. So if it's San Diego versus Los Angeles, again, for the Big 12, that's nice because now you can have Big 12 after dark, right? Because currently you don't have that. You don't have the Pacific time zone, which is why Brett Yormark has so clearly said we want to add a fourth time zone. Because you've got West Virginia way out in cold country. You absolutely dominate the middle part of the country.
Yes.
So you've got the central time zone. You've got the eastern time zone. You've got the mountain time zone. You have nothing in the Pacific time zone. So it's why so many people have pointed to UNLV, which I don't think is an option at all in any way, shape, or form. But if you look at San Diego State, that's their value. It's not that, they have X amount of eyes, because it's not necessarily that San Diego or San Diegans represent some huge influx of viewership.
Yeah.
It's a new revenue stream. It's a new time slot on Fox Sports. It's a new time slot on ESPN because you already have a TV deal in place.
Yes.
Right? So I think you have to think through these things a little bit more. Think through it a little bit more. But don't kid yourself. What would be a new revenue stream? San Diego State and trying to find travel partners with San Diego State? Because again, if you add San Diego State, it's a jaunt to get there. Because they're the only ones. They're on an island, so I don't really think you'd do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you add Utah, now you have a late game window, and you have one of the best rivalries in the country. And by the way, if you add the Utah Utes football team, do you not almost instantly have another seat at the college football playoff table?
You do. You do.
Especially in an expanded college football playoff.
So I said Utah's incredibly valuable to the Big 12. But again, the difference is the Big 12 doesn't have to act out of desperation, and the Pac-12 does.
That's right. Absolutely. The DA. I think Utah will slowly degrade once Whittingham is gone. Well, that's a huge talking point. That is a huge talking point. Because Kyle Whittingham, thanks to our friends at the Pac-12 networks and their arrogance, Kyle Whittingham is one of the most undervalued coaches in the country. Humans in the country, the maker of men in the country.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's spectacular. Patrick Bourne, what's up, Patrick? Good to see you, man. He says, not me, I would take Utah. Outside the echo chamber, I think Utah is comfortable as a follower, not a leader. Well, we've heard that for several months now, which is an unfortunate tragedy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Matt Hartley says Utah's football program needs to figure out how to beat a non-Pac-12 opponent. They do. They've got to beat Florida to open this season. Done. That's it. And again, if Cam Rising makes that throw in the swamp, last season's a completely different season. And obviously, Brant Keithy doesn't get hurt. The guy's a flipping stud.
Yeah.
And Dalton and Cam and like all this stuff. But they did get hurt. And they didn't beat Florida. So now you get Cam back, you get Brant back, you get, another shot on home turf. They're going to beat Florida. They're going to beat Florida, plain and simple. Max Marchand says, welcome to the Mountain West, Utah. No, I don't think so. Cougar tracks. Utah basketball is not that good. Women's basketball this year, one of the best teams in the country, except in the tournament. The DA says, Jake, so the Utah women's basketball team, highly ranked, had a great year. Jake's like, watch him lose in the first round of the tournament.
The radio people in this town. Putting on the coach for half an hour at a time.
Half an hour? It was 45 minutes.
Okay, 45 minutes at a time.
The local morning show, we drive to work about 7:30 every day, right? Because we don't have lives. So we drive to work at 7:30. We flip on one of the local sports talk shows. It's the Utah women's basketball coach with no reset. It's not like they're like, okay, Jan Thompson, Utah basketball coach, joins us on the show. Blah, blah, blah. Jan Thompson? No, none of that. Had no idea who you were talking to until she started talking about it. And it was 45 minutes of pain because it was a terrible interview. She was great, and they just clearly were not listening to her. It was brutal.
But my point is, so you put her on, and I don't even have an issue with you putting her on. That's fine. I wouldn't do 45 minutes. I'd do
10 minutes.
10, 12 minutes, yeah.
10 minutes.
I would do 10 minutes with her. But what's funny is, I'm not surprised. You hyped the hell out of this team, right? You hyped the living hell out of this team, and that's what happens. That's what the tournament's about. Good teams fall all the time in the first round. I'm not reinventing the wheel with that one. Like, that's what March Madness is about. So for me, it just is what it is.
Super stoked. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at my Ring camera at my crib. And that means house. Anyway, the point is, I'm looking... I'm an idiot. I'm looking at my front door, and let's go. DHL just delivered a beautiful new sign. Mrs. Monty is dragging it into the house as we speak. Let's go. Super stoked. Because we have, and we'll show it to you tomorrow now because it'll be installed tonight. We have a big wall to my left, and it's about to get a major facelift. I am so excited about that. You guys don't care. DA says, question, what will happen to Oregon and Washington if the Big Ten does not want them right away? I don't know. That's a really compelling question. Because when you look at, I think Oregon is the prize of the conference of what's left. I would have told you USC is always the biggest brand, blah, blah, blah. Okay, a-holes torpedoed the conference. They took UCLA with them. Chip Kelly's fat, and he doesn't win. Okay, fine, go.
All right, we're good with that.
Now you got Oregon and Washington. And I think Oregon is the athletic prize in the conference. I think from swagger, I think Phil Knight, I think recruiting, I think home field advantage, I think a terrible basketball court. They're almost useless in basketball. But my point is, football, which by the way makes you some bread. I don't know if you guys might have heard that.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, it makes you some bread. I'm telling you that it is. I think it's pretty spectacular. And I understand, I think Stanford has more brand value than Washington. Okay, just because I think of the academics and I think of the revenue stream that Stanford could potentially be in your conference. I have a hard time believing the Big Ten's going to say no.
Man, this concept of academics is just
dude,
wild,
you're not on board with it. And I get it.
Absolutely wild, dude.
I get. Why do you say that?
Stanford, I get. You're ranked number 3 in the country for academics.
Third. You almost said number 3.
Well, almost doesn't count.
Dude, you hate this conversation so much.
I'm tired of calculus nerd running football ops, bro. Don't talk to me about how you did on your math test or like how you did in social sciences 1801.
So there's a locomotive.
Damn.
There's a locomotive headed from El Paso to Palo Alto. It's traveling 71 miles an hour, but there's a left turn at the Salt Lake. Jimmy.
What was the Salt Lake?
Well, thank you. Through the old Salt Lake bed. Jimmy in his Tesla with 3/4 of a battery charge is on a diagonal isosceles angle 36 degrees.
Hey, guys.
Will Jimmy get that ass crushed by the locomotive, or is he good to go?
Can you measure it?
To run out of battery in the Nevada desert.
Until one of us passes the fuck out.
If you can answer that question, we might let you apply to get into Stanford.
Like, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So Stanford, because they get A's on all their tests, has more brand value to the Big Ten than Washington. What? What do you mean, dude? You mean the campus that's like the size of a grain of salt? You mean the football stadium that's never full? Dude, come on, man.
If you take the thickness of the atmosphere and you divide that by the thickness of your crank.
Your crank.
Jackass.
But you get my point.
Yes, dude.
We're talking about all this stuff with academics, and it does matter. I don't know how to break it to you guys, and I know meatheads like you don't want to hear it.
Stop crying like a little girl.
Yeah, but academics matter, dude. They do. And whether you're Utah or you're Stanford or Cal or any of these other bankrupt pricks, like, it matters. It matters, right? The problem at Cal is, you want to know the truth about Cal athletics? The problem is
it's garbage.
Well, but it's not that they don't win. The issue is that they're still in such a financial hole from the renovation of Memorial Stadium. I don't think they'll ever get out of it because they don't win. They don't want to spend money that it requires you to spend to win.
Let me get this right. You have all this academics and you can't figure out how to make enough money to pay for the debt you're in.
What's amazing to me is you have all this academics. Okay, so look, the nuclear triangle of physics is, X minus Y equals middle finger in your eye. But I can't balance my checkbook in the athletic department.
Like,
you've got nuclear scientists. You've got like unbelievable theology.
You've got the guy that figures out how to get the nuke button turned on when Pootie wants to get at it.
Pootie.
And you can't get your checkbook. You can't get QuickBooks to work right in the accounting office. Like, that's why I get annoyed, dude. It's like the idea that education is just so far and away more important to the Pac-12 is absolutely incredible to me. You don't hear about this in the SEC.
No,
you don't hear about it in the Big Ten.
And the funny thing is, I was talking to a dude that is a Utah alum, and he's like, because we're not from, if you guys don't know this, if you're new to the show, we're not from here.
With all due respect.
We have no loyalty to Utah or BYU or whatever, right? So he's like, you guys are really lucky because right now it's painful. So his wife's parents are professors at Utah. And they couldn't tell you the last time that Utah played a game, let alone won a national championship, or they could not they don't know who Rick Majerus is. They don't know who Sean Bradley is. They don't know who Kyle Whittingham is, right? And so he's like, you don't understand. They don't want to hear about it.
Who the fuck are you?
That's the reality. When you are at an institution like Utah or Stanford or Cal or Washington, frankly, pretty much every school in the Pac-12, they're always going to put academics first. Look at Boulder. How crazy is it that Deion Sanders has gotten to Colorado and they just now tweak the way that they allow people to get into the school?
Buddy couldn't have a cup of coffee without the nerds reporting him for praying.
It's crazy how difficult it is to just get in the qualifications. You guys understand the qualifications just to apply at Stanford.
And I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
Will melt your head. It will absolutely melt your brain how difficult it is to get into places like Stanford. All right, let's see. Gumby Extra Regular says Stanford, F-U-R-D, junior college kid, eh? Is not a small campus. Oh, my God.
He said Ferd.
Listen, man, if you've ever been to...
My mind is blown!
Bro.
A, nobody goes to Stanford athletics.
Whatever.
B, that's a tiny, like their alumni bases. Don't do that. Let's see. Tanner Plummer, who's a member of the show, says academics matter, but I don't think it matters as much as people think. Well, we're going to find out. It's not a right or wrong because eventually these moves are going to get made and all the people on Twitter being like, oh, hey, guess what? Like, they want San Diego State more. Okay, well, we'll find out. We'll find out. Tony Altamore says, you guys are totally Dixie State dropouts. The research dollars trump athletic pennies.
Okay, we didn't go to Dixie State,
and
so
that's all we've been saying is that the research. Oh, my God. See, this is the guy who's been here like 5 minutes.
yeah, dude.
Dude, like, please. Come on, man.
You're the nerd that just walked into the football room and started talking to me about XYZ banana.
Yeah.
Hell out of here with that.
You know. Huge Big 12 fan here, and I'd love to have Utah and their stuck-up snotty fans, too. Ouch.
Thank you.
You're not wrong.
Thank you.
Dude, you're not wrong. It makes life more entertaining. Patrick Bourne says they owe cable TV $50 million. Well, that's another great point. I mean, the deal with Comcast, there's no getting away from that. There is no getting away from that. And yeah.
Well, and I don't think we should characterize it as the deal with Comcast. You meant to say the quote oversight known as Comcast in the accounting office.
It's accidental.
Saudi stooge.
That's the funny thing is. So you're this great academic conference.
Come on.
And again, they are. I'm not even being sarcastic. The Pac-12 is this great academic conference. And you can't count Comcast money correctly. And then when you counted it correctly and you knew they had overpaid, you said nothing about it. Dude, it's so dirty. It is so dirty. Roger Sales. What's up, Roger? Is a member of the program. Cal Sports is shutting down free speech, not football. Okay, probably a different show. Jason says they have a lot of money but don't want to spend it on sports. And that's the truth. People like universities, he also says Stanford should dominate NIL with their alumni. Truth. But the money that Stanford makes on academics, on research, on all of their different grant programs, don't do it, please. I'm begging you. Have a life.
Please.
Have a life. Kiss your dogs goodnight. Tuck them in instead of going down the black hole of how much money does Stanford make. Dude, it's It's billions of dollars that we're talking about that's available.
Let me ask you this, though, because I don't doubt that. If Stanford, Utah, whatever Pac-12 school you want to use, we all know the names and where they're going to go. But let's just use Stanford as an example. If Stanford were to join the Big 12, you really tell me that their billions of dollars is just going to get chopped in half and they're not going to make that money anymore?
No, but I think we just had this argument the other day.
I know.
I think when you're Stanford, Cal, Utah, very clearly Utah, when you are an academic focused university, you want to be in the Pac-12 because doing business, just putting Stanford on your letterhead makes you far more attractive. I honest to God, we joke about this all the time. Jake, if you just solo up on Jake, he's not that attractive of a guy, right?
That's right.
But then
Dave.
you put us in a 2-shot and you have him sitting next to a good-looking guy like
You
me.
fucking donkey.
All of a sudden, Gorilla Face is a little more attractive, right? So it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. But you put you put Utah in a line, and in that line is Stanford and Cal and Washington, and you just keep going with Arizona is a really good academic school. I'm never going to say Arizona.
You know what they all have in common? They're all garbage on the football field.
Because they don't care.
So here's my
They
question.
don't care.
And I know that this is ridiculous, but if these institutions like Stanford, because Stanford's my favorite example, because even with Stanford, I level with Stanford. Hey, you're the third best institution in all the land at academics.
Ever.
Like, okay, I get it, right? Like, I understand why you would say, hey, we don't want to be surrounded by the scourge of the underworld in the Big 12. Okay, I understand that. But if you're so academic focused, just roll it up in football and basketball.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about sports if that's going to be your mentality. And I know that's ridiculous. I know that would never happen. But I almost feel like it's like, dude, like you're talking about the conference that you love to be in is going to come to an end. And it will come to an end at some point. Like whether that's this year, 4 years, like whenever, that's going to happen. We know that. That's natural progression. So with that being the case, like, what are you doing?
But that's one of the hardest things for me as somebody that's passionate about the Pac-12. I don't want to see the Pac-12 come to an end. I just want the Pac-12 to do business. And they've never, since they expanded back in the day, they've never done business. And
when you say that, what does that mean?
Get on everybody's TV. It's what Brian Lawler from Script Sports said yesterday. We got to be on people's TV, on their phone, on their computer. It's what Ryan Smith, the owner of the Jazz, says. We got to be everywhere. You have to have reach. The Pac-12 has never. What would this conference be? And I'm being serious. Think about this. What would the Pac-12 be if they actually had real, tangible reach? Where you were on ESPN, ABC, Fox Sports, everybody's phone, DirecTV Stream. You're on everybody's phone. You're on in this new TV deal. If you had Amazon Prime Sports, if you had ESPN and you had Fox, and you had reach everywhere, and you shut down Pac-12 networks, and I love their business model, this idea that we've been telling you about where, hey, the networks go away, they're just going to become a video production house, essentially.
Yeah.
But all your games are on Amazon, ESPN, ESPN.com, the ESPN app. Your basketball, just like the Big 12 deal, your basketball is pretty much all on Fox, but none of that's happening. That's all make-believe. It's not real. And now we're in this situation where sources told us last week, you're stuck at $22 million.
It's really unfair.
It's a game of the week on Amazon, and it's one, maybe two games on ESPN. And where does that leave you? That leaves you nowhere. And the hard part for me, being somebody who genuinely cares and deeply is passionate about Pac-12 sports, that's not a way to make a living. It's not. And you can be upset about it. And again, for all of our Big 12 listeners and viewers, dude, tip your cap to Brett Yormark because he just has outmaneuvered this conference left and right. And I put all of these failings on George Kliavkoff because he just is not unified.
And he
not
will
led.
every single time.
None of that.
Yeah.
Gumby Extra Regular says Kyle Wattingham. Utah professors. Exactly. Louis Dew just says I.
Okay, cool.
Tony J. Altimore says U2 Jamokes and John Kurtz are Big 12 Anon's biggest supporters. See,
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about with that. Like, what does that even mean?
A, it's pretty early. I don't know where you are, but it's pretty early in the afternoon to be drinking. B, again, you are clearly new to the show.
Yeah.
Anybody that says I'm a Big 12 homer, was it not just a week ago that Big 12 fans were like, you're a Pac-12 homer? I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right because
We're not Big 12
and Tony,
homers, dude.
Tony, again, I don't know you. You're new to the show, which is, hey, that's great, man. While you're here, everybody, all 471 of you, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. But Tony, you're clearly new to the show, and you're not a name I know on our show, so welcome to the program. You're welcome to hang out or not. It's fine. But I just want you to know that Bucked Up is the official energy drink of the Monty Show. Program. Tom, make sure you get your free samples and shaker in the description below. 3 free samples, and this is the greatest shaker you're ever going to own. And I did it yesterday. I shouldn't because I spilled water over everything. But so many people have asked me about this little feature right here. I'm telling you, it is the single greatest shaker cup you'll ever own. Like the having the blender balls like attached to this post on the lid, dude, game changer. Yes, as somebody said in the YouTube comments yesterday, what kind of idiot drops their balls down the garbage disposal? This guy. I've done
It happens, dude.
I have done that.
Yeah, like a bunch of times.
I have done that. But I love that it's attached. I love that it's I love that it's got a big thick shaft on it.
Yeah.
It's a great shaker cup. They're basically bulletproof. And I would tell you, it is the best shaker you'll ever own. If you're a workout guy and you take pre-workout, sample their pre-workout. Whatever the sample is you want, they'll give you 3 free samples and a shaker of your choice. Click the link in the description below. They'll send it right to your house for free. Go to buckedup.com. Buy any of their supplements. I'm telling you, I use their pre-workout and their BCAAs.
What do you bet?
Their Peach Ring BCAAs they are remarkable. So I would tell you, hey, use their Peach Ring BCAAs. Get all the samples now in the link below in our YouTube description. And you get 3 free samples in a shaker. It's amazing. Use the promo code Monty on their website, MONTY, Monty on their website to get 20% off. And of course, you can go into any Bucked Up store in Utah. Tell them you heard about them on the Monty Show. They'll give you a free can of Bucked Up Energy. I'm telling you, drink the Miami.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's at. Football 50 in 2 minutes here on the Monty Show. Let's run through some of your comments here real quick. Let's see. Patrick Bourne, or Russ Fisher, excuse me, says, just a comparison about the money. If you did a worldwide search, Stanford is number 104 rated academics in the world?
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude.
That's crazy.
But do you see what I mean? Like with Stanford, I get it. Hey, you're like the best of the best. You're like ultra elite, like on top of the world. Like that's an insane stat, you know? For me, though, other schools that are ranked, I think Utah's like 104th, I think it was. And like, you know, you have some of these, you know, low 100 rankings in the country. Like, no offense, but you're not like an elite, best of the best, like so good that you can ignore the money type school, you know? So for me, I look at this and I say, okay, with Stanford, I get it. I understand. Hey, you're academic to the point where sports quite literally just don't matter. You're not relevant, never have been, never going to be. Like, we get it. I understand that's a stance you've taken. But for Utah, they're winning the Pac-12 back-to-back years. Now, I understand they let us down in the Rose Bowl back-to-back years, but they're relevant. They're good. We know that the running Utes can get back to being, you know, the running Utes. So for me, that's where I'm like, dude, like, what are we doing? Like, why is there this hesitation? It really should be school for school. You know, if I'm Brett Yormark, I'm saying, all right, hey, Utah has some hesitation. Stanford's probably not an option for us. Neither is Oregon and Washington because they're really just not a fit for our conference. But the Arizona schools, absolutely. Colorado and Prime, I think Prime is a massive supporter of going to the Big 12. That's an opinion. Haven't heard that. But just watching Prime, watching the way he behaves and runs programs, I think he's a massive supporter of a move to the Big 12 because what does that allow him to do? It's more content, more content, more content, more hype, more hype. That's what Prime, thrives off of. So for me, I just think that this whole situation can be fixed by people coming to the table genuinely and saying, okay, yeah, we do care about academics, but we care about survival a little more than academics, and independence isn't an option for us. So, yeah, that's kind of where I land on that.
I think academics should be an option for everybody. And I just don't know why it has to be controversial. I don't know why it has to be a thing where, we're all looking for or we're all struggling to understand it. When you're 104th in the world, 104th in the world, that's crazy. Like listen, guys, I just don't think it's something that we should poo-poo because it makes people a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want to make some big deal out of it because I know there's people in here that are really excited about it. I think the academics matter. Patrick Bourne says, John is a media guy from Kansas State. John who? What did I miss about that? DWE says, get informed as best you can. LOL, said like a true blood Pack fan dripping with condensation. Dripping with condensation. Melvin Darkies says, all this talk about academic institutions between the Big 12 and the Pac-10, are you aware the University of Houston, UCF, and Baylor are Carnegie-designated Research 1 institutions? Yes, we went over each one of these schools last week.
Yeah. When
all of this started coming out. So I'm fine with that. Sparsh M says, 104th in the world, why are you guys lying? What are you talking about? See, this is what I don't understand. Why do people get so upset about it? That's what I'd like to know. Of the world, Craig. Okay. Tony apparently is a K-State media guy. Arizona State athletic director has already stated he believes the deal is more than enough to stay put. Okay. That's cool. Remick Johnson says Tony is a USC fan, so he is all big, so confident that there will be a good deal because it doesn't affect him. Well, you guys, I mean, Tony, do you want to be right? Okay, congratulations, dude, you're right. All right, cool. Like, I just don't have an ego about it. People get so fired up about being right or I have sources or I'm in the know. Like, okay, cool. Knock yourself out, dude. Go for it. Like, you want to be the guy, man. I just don't happen to care that much. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it just doesn't matter to me. Brandon Trujillo says that's not the real Tony Altamore. I don't even know who the real Tony Altamore is.
Do you know who the real
Am I supposed
Batman
to know
is?
who this guy is?
Are you the real Tony?
Yeah, I don't, Tanner Plummer says, hey, Mont, as a Utah Tech dropout, where do you think Utah Tech will be ranked when they wake up? Number one? Yeah, you guys are Utah Tech dropouts. That's one of the best insults I've ever gotten. I was not a Utah Tech. It is what it is. Larry Pilgrim gives us a $10 tip to say Tony Altamore isn't the real Tony and possibly a Big 12 homer posing and creating more smoke. Burner account. Okay, that's great.
And look what he says. I think we have to do it justice. Right here, dude, right above where you are. Where'd it go? Right there.
I'm the real one, folks. Don't listen to Big 12 Anon bots in the chat.
Are you the real Tony?
Are you the real Tony? Are you the real one? Are you kidding me right now?
It's all part of the plan.
Like, this is what I just don't understand.
It's so funny, dude.
I've never understood
Schemers trying to control their little world.
And I never will. Like, are we really into this whole...
Bro, we're in some InfoWars territory over Tony.
Boyd Lake wants to know, where's the NFL Sway and Muzak at?
Oh, yeah. We can...
It is Football at 50. Exactly right. Football 50, 10 of the hour, every hour, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. Coming up at 4:30, we'll have all of the biggest news on NFL franchise tags. This Lamar Jackson thing today, though. Did the Baltimore Ravens do the right thing with Lamar Jackson? I have a hard time saying they did not. I think they crushed this. I think when you look at Lamar Jackson, and if you are new to this show, which apparently so many of you are, I'm telling you right now, Lamar Jackson's not a primetime quarterback. Lamar Jackson has been asking for $50 million a year in a 5-year deal, fully guaranteed. And I don't know why you would do that if you're the Ravens for a guy who's consistently been injured and never been able to take you to the highest heights of the NFL. Jake, did they do a right thing as the Ravens put the non-exclusive tag on Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, 100%, because it means you're paying him $32 million a year for 1 year, and also other teams can pursue him. And if they feel so inclined to go out and pick him up, they got to give you 2 first-round picks. I have no problem with this, dude. Like, at some point, the drama has to come to an end at the quarterback position for this franchise. And yeah, like, Lamar Jackson is one of the most entertaining quarterbacks to watch on TV from a fan perspective. That doesn't make him a $50 million a year quarterback. I have trouble saying anybody but Patrick Mahomes is a $50 million quarterback, right? Like, and that's still a lot of money for Patty Mahomes, but Patty Mahomes is unquestioned. He's a 2-time Super Bowl winner now. Like, he's done some things in this league. Lamar hasn't even come close to that. And Lamar hasn't shown the ability to win a playoff game with his arm. That's the problem.
I think they did the right thing. So if you guys don't know, the difference is it's essentially restricted free agency. Lamar Jackson was tendered the non-exclusive franchise tag. He can go out and solicit other teams, get a contract offer, which the Ravens can either match or make a trade with that team for 2 first-round picks. If a team does not have 2 first-round picks, it makes it much more difficult for them to trade for Lamar Jackson. Almost impossible. So it's good, but it's only so good. And I say Lamar Jackson's not worth it. I think you need to move on. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, I think this is exactly the right thing to do, because I think somebody's going to pay Lamar Jackson. It won't be the Atlanta Falcons today. Said that they will not be chasing. I think after the draft, I think the Miami Dolphins will go all in, because at that point it'll be a new league year and they will have the draft compensation to do it. I think they're all in on Lamar Jackson. And frankly, I think Lamar would like to sign there. And I have no problem with him signing there. I mean, I don't know, is Lamar Jackson better than Tua?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think he is, but neither one of them has been available for a lot of games.
And I don't disagree with that. It is starting to come out, though, as you would expect, that Lamar could have played more this year, right? But he sat out because of this situation, which you understand.
Business decision.
You understand. I can respect
You do.
that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm not... If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm not putting my body on the line for an organization that is, and again, this is his opinion. I'm not saying his opinion's right, but if you're Lamar Jackson, you put yourself in his shoes. I'm not going to put my body on the line for an organization that's unwilling to either meet my demands or come close. Because I'm a big believer that Lamar's not saying $50 million a year, fully guaranteed or nothing. I'm saying that he's putting that out as a bar, and you got to at least come close to that, which they have not done.
Totally agree. Football 50, 10 of the hour, every hour, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you check out the double bacon cheddar.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Mozzarella, crispy bacon, and Canadian bacon with nacho cheddar cheese sauce. Now that is an expression.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great.
In my oven.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Yeah, dude, that pizza looks amazing.
Bomb.
And I'm telling you, the stack at Papa Murphy's, the double bacon cheddar, but if you get the marinara meatball, oh my God, you get 9 all beef meatballs with marinara, with beautiful mozzarella on top. You get the take and bake chocolate chip cookies. Dude, I'm telling you, you are living right. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. The Monty Show, as always, is presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. And again, we tell you every single day on this show, I just told you a few minutes ago, the best part about the Advocates is you do not pay the Advocates until they win your case. You can always chat with an attorney live online 24/7 at theadvocates.com, which is why Trevor Sanders was so excited to come on the show because he wants to chat about the Advocates. And you are overdressed for the program today, Trevor. Let's be honest.
To be honest with you, I had a deposition this morning. I just wore a tie for you guys.
Wow. Okay, cool. Perfect. And the light fixture above you is amazing as well. And before we get to business, I am told that you are a massive baseball fan. Is this correct?
That is true. I'm a baseball fan first and foremost. Football's a close second, but baseball, I kind of have spring fever. Yeah.
Well, so who's your squad?
I'm embarrassed to say it. I'm one of those Cubs fans that is always disappointed.
Wait, okay, take it easy. Trevor. I will drop this call right now because I am a diehard Cub fan.
Are you really?
Born and raised in Chicago. Shout out Northbrook, Illinois. I am a huge Chicago Cubs fan. Grew up loving Andre Dawson. My dog's name is Rhino.
Oh, okay.
Let's take it. The Cubs are going to disappoint. Yes, that's okay. Well, that's very true.
I've got a signed baseball.
A Cub. And a week from now, Trevor, by the way, what are you pointing at?
I got a signed baseball of Mark Grace right up on the shrine, right over here.
Mark Grace.
Yeah. Right there on the wall.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. And Greg Maddux. That's my shrine to the Cubs. Yeah.
I love it. Mark Grace and I have had some Cub conversations, man. But a week from now, by the way, not to upset you, a week from now we'll be in Mesa at Cub spring training for the week. So I'm a
Can
Cubs
I put my
season
autograph?
You want to know what kind of Cub fan
now?
I am? I'm a Cubs season ticket holder. That's a psychophant I am. So
nice. All right. Fair enough.
You are. What are your football allegiances?
I root for the Arizona Cardinals, I think, because they're local. My dad's got season tickets. I go with a pilgrimage to Phoenix usually once every season or two to watch the Cards play. They're not the greatest, but it's fun. Good experience.
Love it. And by the way, the Advocates now have an office in Phoenix. For all of our Phoenicians who listen to the show, what's up in Arizona today? Check them out at theadvocates.com. So let's talk about you. One of the things we always talk about with the Advocates is we really appreciate the community face, the community focus that you guys have. The blood drive yesterday was spectacular. Why is community so important to you guys?
I think it's just people look at attorneys as some kind of ivory tower up on a pedestal, but really we're just regular people. I like sports. I like to help people in my community. I like to help my neighbors. We're just regular people trying to help other people just like anybody else would. That's really what community means to us, I think.
Yeah, and when I hear you talk about helping people, I think one of the things that, especially in injury accidents, especially in car accidents, bicycle accidents, there's so much unknown because, knock on wood, right? Hopefully none of us ever get in an accident, and if we do, it's maybe once in our lifetime, right? Hopefully it's a fender bender. But when you get in a significant accident, there are rights and wrongs. There are good things, the right things to do, but you need somebody that can guide you through that process like the Advocates.
Yeah. Absolutely, right? I've been in a car accident myself at the point of the mountain probably a year and a half ago. And I know what I'm supposed to do. And even then, when your adrenaline's going, it's hard to think clearly, hey, wait, no, I shouldn't be doing that. Right. It's even me feels like that. For a layperson, absolutely not. You shouldn't take on the insurance company without somebody on your side. No.
Yeah. And I also think, though, that there is a bit of I don't know if stigma is the right word, though, but there are a lot of people who are hesitant to call an attorney, or I don't want to be that guy. But the fact of the matter is your insurance company, most people's insurance company, listen, I'm an American Family customer. I know they have probably tens of thousands of attorneys that work for them. Everybody's got representation, especially when you're trying to make decisions to get back on your feet or be healthy or get back to work. It's not a bad thing to have an expert in the injury business representing you.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is the deck's stacked against you if you go in on your own. To think that an insurance company doesn't have all the information before they call you, you're wrong. They do.
Yeah, and the thing that comes to mind when you talk about injuries, like the point of the mountain, remember all the construction. And here in Utah, I mean, there's construction everywhere. I live off of Bangor Highway in South Jordan. We're about to tear up Bangor Highway again. Like, I mean, it's not difficult these days to get in accidents on our roads. But the other thing I wanted to ask you is, the mantra at the Advocates, I say it every day, is you don't pay the advocates until they win your case. So what does that mean? How does that work for the average client?
So I always tell my clients, like, look, you're not going to be in any worse position right now if you retain me than if at the end of the case, if we don't win anything, you're not going to be any worse off right now than you are right now when you're on the phone with me. So if I take the case, whether it's a workers' comp claim, whether it's a car accident case, if I don't recover any money, they don't owe me anything. They've gotten representation. But obviously we don't take cases that we don't think that we're going to win. So they're going to be in better shape, or at least the same shape regardless. That's how I explain that one.
Boy, workers' comp is such another thing, I think, in our climate as well. How difficult are those cases to navigate? If you think just workman's comp, how difficult is it to navigate a workman's comp case?
Workers' compensation is it's deceptively complex. That's how I've described it over the years. It seems easy going in, but there are nuances to it. It's a unique specialty area of the law. There's me, and there's probably 30, 40 attorneys in the state that do workers' comp. I'm one of them. Wow. So it's pretty unique. It's something that you don't want to face the insurance companies along with.
Yeah, no, certainly. How do if somebody needs your help, how do we Trevor, how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, so obviously our website, utahadvocates.com. Our phone number, main office line is 801-363-9982. We're on the chat, like you guys mentioned, I think earlier today. Email, we're pretty tech savvy over here. We communicate lots of different mediums of communication, whatever's easiest.
And by the way, the chat function on your website is pretty dang cool. The ability to chat with an attorney 24/7, that's pretty awesome, Trevor.
Yeah, well, my wife, she kind of questions that if we're at dinner and I'm chatting, instead of paying attention, but no, we make it work.
That's awesome. Hey, good to see you, man. Good to meet a fellow Cub fan. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, anytime we want to talk baseball, I'm all game.
Let's do it. There you go. Trevor with the Advocates, and I tell you guys every single day, man, I've known Matt Driggs, one of the partners at the Advocates, for over a decade. They're just good people. And you see Trevor, beautiful tie. He's a Cubs fan. Come on, man. And I didn't know that. Dude, I know so many people who have had workman's comp issues and chose not to get an attorney.
Facts.
And I don't know how you do that, especially when you go to the Advocates. You do not pay them out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, as Trevor was saying, you pay them only when they win your case. If they get a decision in your favor and you get a settlement, that's how you pay them. So you can worry about getting healthy. You can worry about getting back to the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, whatever you need to focus on. That's what you focus on instead of, hey, how am I going to pay my attorney? If I don't pay him this installment, it doesn't work like that at the Advocates. Get to utahadvocates.com, chat with them 24/7. Really good to see Trevor. I love the Cub Nation.
Yes.
Sometimes with you being a Giant fan and all that dirtiness.
But you make it out like I'm not a secondary Cubs fan, dude.
There's no such thing as a secondary Cubs. It is a calling. My man, do you know how painful it can be? It's a calling.
Let's ask Ray Elia what he thinks of a calling.
Did you say Ray Elia? It's Lee Elia.
Whatever I said. Dude, whatever, man. I'm trying to relate to your old head vibes.
God?
I'm trying to relate to your old head vibes. Yesterday, you...
God, can you hear me? If Ray Elia is up there, Oh, hey, look, it's Ryan Grace and Mark Sandberg. How do you get Lee Elia's name wrong? It's one of the greatest manager rants ever. People, do you see what I deal with?
Do you see the level of talent I have? I'm literally so good at this, it ruins the show.
The Monty Show, as always, presented by the Advocates. UtahAdvocates.com. What's up? Good to see you guys. If you're just tuning into the show, big show already. We've talked a lot about Utah and the Big 12. Coming up here in 20 minutes, we've got to get to Lamar Jackson. The NFL, it was a huge day in the NFL. If you read the ticker on the bottom of the screen, what you're going to see is that there is a significant amount of news today. Lamar Jackson signs a non-exclusive tender with the Baltimore Ravens. And what that means is that Lamar can go out, kind of test the market. He's told the Ravens, hey, I'm worth $50 million a year for 5 years, guaranteed. Well, we're about to find out. We'll talk about all about that. I think the New York Giants had a very big day today, obviously, with Daniel Jones signing a 4-year extension, $82 million guaranteed. What that means is Saquon Barkley gets the franchise tag, so Saquon is going to be back with the G-Men next year. I thought that was a huge move for the Giants. So make sure you pay attention to that. We'll talk all about the NFL today. Coming up, obviously, the Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets, Zachy Poo situation. The New York Jets flew out to California today to meet with Aaron Rodgers. This is getting serious now. The Jets have permission from the Packers. This is going to be a big deal. This is going to be a big deal. So coming up in about 20 minutes, we'll talk all about the franchise tags. 5 o'clock. Thanks to our friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. We'll get into the Utah Jazz. I don't know, man. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I promise you, I am not a conspiracy theory guy. Are the Utah Jazz tanking? Because all of a sudden, oh, my finger hurts. Jordan Clarkson, who legit dislocated his finger the other night.
And then popped it back in and came in the game.
Now he's on the injury report.
I think that's HIPAA.
And now, all of a sudden, Walker Kessler.
The coronavirus.
I wonder if he's going to go live on his Instagram.
He's got a non-COVID illness. Post-nasal drip, coach. I'll be fine.
Dude.
By the way, at 5 o'clock, can we also please talk about these stupid billboards that are up around town? Did you guys see these billboards? Boring ass town, boring ass state.
Yeah, you knew that was going to piss Utahns off.
And it did.
Oh,
it pissed
doesn't
me
matter.
off.
It doesn't matter.
That didn't piss you off.
It doesn't matter. No. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. I had a whole take on it.
Okay.
But the comment section that day was like, no, this doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
This is mid.
Bro, it's mid. It's mid. You know. I just look at everybody all excited that Trevor from the Advocates is a Cubs fan. See, that's what's great about this show. That's what's no Tanner. Tanner, old head vibes, LOL. Jaron Eccles, look at that. He changed his. Look at
Jaron.
Jaron.
By the way, you haven't even talked about the fact that we have a new membership level.
Oh my God, I'm a terrible person. You guys, I'm a terrible person.
You just have to snap out of it a little bit.
I apologize. I'm really sorry. I forgot to tell you guys, we have a new membership level. So you guys know that we try to listen to you. And everybody who's a member already knows this. I put it in the chat earlier so people wouldn't freak out. A lot of people have asked us about a lower level of membership because they're struggling financially or $10 a month is a lot for them. So what we did here is we created a membership level that is $1.99. You can choose, I just put the link in the chat. You can choose either membership level you want. $1.99, it gets you shout outs in the chat. It'll put the logo next to your name. You know, you guys hear me say, hey, Tanner Plummer, who insults me every day, is a member of the program.
That's right, T.
You know, you hear me shout guys out like Tanner. He's one of our best listeners. Tanner, who's a member of the show, says, yeah, man, I don't think Ray Elia is up there.
No.
Not after that rant. Lee Elia in hell, boy. But the point is, we have a new level of membership. It's $1.99 a month. You do not get into the membership exclusive YouTube group, Instagram group. You don't get our inside information, but it does get you shout outs in the chat. It does allow you to support the show. And dozens of people have said to me, hey, man, I just can't afford it. I'd love to support the show. Here's $1.99. It's $2 a month. You can cancel it anytime. If you want to get our exclusive information, our sourcing information first, if you want to be in the Instagram members only group, which is a fantastic community.
If you want auto bids into the new merch drops that are coming shortly,
maybe. You know, I'm stoked over it, and it's $10 a month. You can cancel it anytime. Those are the only 2 levels we have. You know, listen, we appreciate how much you guys support us. This show has grown so much over the last, really over the last 2 years, but the last 6 months, I don't even know how you describe the growth on this channel. And I'm not trying to wax on or just overtalk the whole thing, but I want you guys to understand we are very thankful. And we want you guys to participate if you want to. So if you'd like to join our membership for $1.99, knock it down. Car Wash Channel, who's a member of the program, says, yes, there are valuable. The Utah Utes are valuable. Yes, they are. Exactly right. Outside the Echo Chamber says, is that a conspiracy? Well,
is what a conspiracy?
The Jazz injuries. Because
Infowars.com.
Gumby Extra Regular says, embrace the aliens, Monty. Now, listen, I worked with Kyle Gunther for 2 very long years. And Kyle Gunther is a hundo P into the aliens. And I don't, are you an Area 51 guy?
Yeah, I mean, things happen in Area 51 that we don't know about. I am definitely in the camp that says the government does not tell us 100% everything that happens or that they know. I think you have to protect the public from the public. However,
okay,
who would be surprised if the note out front of what's going to be the Delta Center just one day had a monolith next to it? Or let's say tomorrow that it got wrapped in tinfoil. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
What is wrong with you? Nobody believed. Nobody. I'm telling you. No. Oh, hey, look at that, Joe Parker, new member of the show. Let's go, Joe.
Let's go, Joe.
Let's
wow,
go.
That even rhymes. Look at my guy. Let's go, Joe. Yeah.
Joe
boy.
Parker. What did you say?
Let's go, Joe.
Let's go, Joe. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
It rhymes and stuff.
Joe Parker, we appreciate you, buddy. Welcome to the show. Way to go. Cody Gilbreth says, I think Utah gets a bad rep as the backup plan for the Pac-12 when they were trying to pull the Big 12 South schools back around 2010. Utah is a high-quality ad for the Big 12 and a good cultural fit. I agree.
Yeah, the only issue with that take is you forgot to use the word program.
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 Yeah. By the way, everybody welcome Joe to the membership.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Joe Parker, let's go.
Joe. Appreciate you, bro.
Welcome in, Joe. Appreciate you. Mike P says, let's go, Brandon. Okay. Okay. Whose head got wrapped in tinfoil? Jake did.
It's probably different than what you're thinking, though.
Oh, God. See what you did to Tanner Plummer now, a member of the program. He says, I'm sort of an Area 51 guy. I think aliens are out there.
Does the front runner go through Area 51?
Yeah, does the front runner train I know it would be kind of a loop down there, and you know. Would you go to Area 51 if you could?
Yes.
I would too.
Hell yeah.
I would too. Tanner says, welcome, Joe. Kyle J says, will the aliens bring Donnie back to Salt Lake City? I think they will. I think they will. You know. Massive W, Holly. Okay. I don't know what that means. Capazzo, what's up in the GZ?
Yeah, Capazzo.
What's up, Louis Capazzo? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome, Joe. Jeff Johnson says, what's up, Big Joe? And Jeff, you're a baseball. He's a Braves fan.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe so. Could be wrong.
Braves fan. Car Wash Channel says, welcome to Joe, to the members. Welcome. Welcome, Joe. Okay, Nate Davis says. Gabriel, who's a member of the show, says, what? Greg Hawkins. Did I miss Greg Hawkins?
Is Greg in here?
Did I miss Greg Hawkins? My guy?
Is he here?
My dude? Where's Greg Hawkins? Charles M. Why advocates for someone that doesn't want help? Why advocate for someone that doesn't want help? They must first realize and admit they have a problem that they need help fixing. Utah is like a person in denial of a problem and just hasn't hit the button. That's Jake's take, pretty much verbatim. I mean,
Charles, I know you're an attorney and we've had our fights. For once, I agree with you, my guy.
You guys have had fights?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Remember when Charles first watched our show? We had a huge fight with Charles.
Really?
Yeah, dude. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, he's still here. Appreciate you, bro.
I just always think of Charles because he's dressed in like a shirt and tie and a jacket. And is he an attorney?
Yeah.
Dude. Charles, glad to see you. What's up, Neville93 says, I'm happy paying 10. It's really worth it. Oh, appreciate that, Neville.
Appreciate
Thank
you, Neville.
How's the baby, Neville? Gabriel says $1.99. That's a good price. Hey, man, we're trying. We're trying. A lot of people have asked us.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously we try to really accommodate as many people as we can. It's our business, right? And so people have said, hey, I can't afford $10 a month right now. No problem, man. No problem at all. Gabriel says, I'm surprised that the gifted membership didn't show up for you guys, LOL.
I don't understand.
I have no idea
what does that mean,
means.
dude?
Gifted membership. Let's see. And Drew says, Greg, you're the man.
Okay, are we getting new members? Go over to the YouTube thing. Are we not seeing these people, or what's the deal here?
Oh.
Yeah, we're totally not seeing these people.
Gifted 5 The Monty Show memberships. What?
Greg,
how did you do that?
Bro, what is going on here, bro?
I didn't know that gifted member. What the hell is this?
Dude.
What is this?
Okay, so now I gotta play the draft sound like 10 times.
What is this? I did not see this at all. Greg Hawkins gifted 5 The Monty Show memberships. And Cheers Casuals, member for... you're amazing,
dude, Greg, bro. I know what's going on in your life. You're incredible, my man.
Dude, really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Wow, look at that. Brent Burnett was gifted. Look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. And I can't... So, just so you guys know...
They're not showing it to us.
We use something called StreamYards. It's a filter that brings in all of our comments for us. So, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that Brent Burnett was gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins.
I think Gabriel is a new member because I don't recognize that name.
Outside the Echo Chamber gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins. Wow, this is fantastic, Greg. Dude, you are amazing for doing this.
This is incredible, bro.
That's unbelievable. Drew was gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins.
Dude, okay, here we go.
Wow. Carson Wilcox was gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins. Let's go. Gabriel was gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins. Dude, unbelievable.
This is incredible, bro.
Unbelievable. And then there's Utah Jizz, who says, third leg, Greg.
Bro, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, that's awesome.
Can you measure it?
Car Wash says you can gift memberships now on YouTube is a new feature. Wow, I had no idea.
Didn't YouTube see again? See, this is what I mean.
I had no idea.
YouTube doesn't tell creators that stuff.
No.
It just shows up on the channel one day.
That's awesome. And see, again, I think this is super cool. This is a Greg Hawkins. I can't wait to see you Friday night. I hope you can still make it. But this is why we created a lower tier. Because to be able to give people that's amazing, Greg. Dude, yeah. I just can't say that's amazing. That's this show, dude. That's the community. That's what this show is. Exactly. Greg's the man, by the way. Outside the Echo Chamber says, thanks, Greg. Drew says, da-da-da-da, glad to be here.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. Mike P says, calling you guys creators is a stretch. Okay.
I'll show you a stretch, bro.
Greg Hawkins says, I'm planning on being there, Monty. Can't wait to see everyone.
Let's
good.
Go.
Greg. Can't
Let's
wait
go.
to see you, buddy. Greg had a loss in his family this week. That's, I think you've been amazing. The way that Greg has shared things, and Greg is, and I'm being serious when I say this. I don't know that anybody cares, but I think given 5 memberships, he's earned this.
Yeah.
Greg is legitimately a TV and film actor, a model, and he moved back here to be closer to his family from the Philippines. He gave up a lucrative career in film and TV and modeling to come back here and be closer to his family. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, we're getting comments saying more people are getting gifted. Are we able to verify this at all?
Is that true? Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
T. Lawrence Gragston was gifted a membership by Greg Hawkins.
Okay, let me get the sounder here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So there's that. Like,
dude.
Yeah,
Bro.
everybody. Yeah, it's good.
That's just an experience. That's incredible, bro.
Court McMullen says all these membership announcements have me craving the NFL draft. CJ Vance, I really enjoy the non-sports segments on the program. Very entertaining. Appreciate you, CJ.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro.
Dude, we've got a blue cheese story. Speaking of Greg Hawkins, we have a blue cheese story today that
pissed me off, dude.
Yeah, this blue cheese thing today. Gabriel says more people are getting gifted still. Let's go.
Yeah, dude.
Joe Parker says it's a great idea. The lower membership, it creates inclusion. Well done. And that's all it is.
Yeah, dude.
That's all it is. We just want people, to be involved in the show.
Yeah, man. That's really
the
it,
bottom
dude.
line.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing. All right, real quick. Let's see. Sparse says change the filter up top to all comments instead of top. It usually set to top. Let's see. You could
right there. You see where it says top chat?
Live chat. There you go. Okay. Wow, Greg, you're amazing, dude. Way to go.
Bro, that was a heater.
That was a heater.
That was crazy, bro.
I'm gonna have to take a break and
here we
drink
go.
some Bucked Up.
Now,
the official energy partner of the show.
Don't chug it, because if you chug it, you know what's going to happen.
I'm not allowed to burp on the show anymore. Mrs. Monty said she was, I believe the word was disgusted by your ogre self.
Jackass.
I want to say she didn't say that. She just said it's not cool to burp on the show. We'll just sip.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
We'll just sip. That's all I'm saying. Hey, make sure you check out the link below. Get your 3 free samples. This is the greatest shaker cup ever. I put BCAs in it every single day. Peach Ring BCAs, get a sample. 3 samples of anything you want at Bucked Up and a shaker cup just like this one, free, sent right to your house. Hook it up. Any color cup you want, any of the samples you want, the link is directly below. Check it out at Bucked Up. Let's talk about this Utah story, because I think this is really interesting about the value of Utah. And I think this is one of the most important conversations when it comes to Big 12, Pac-12 expansion. The valuable players are very few right now. And I think value is determined depending on who you ask. San Diego State might be the best example of this. San Diego State is not nearly as valuable to the Big 12 as they are to the Pac-12. And that's because the Pac-12 no longer has representation south of Palo Alto. So it's very difficult if you are the Pac-12 to turn a blind eye to San Diego State. But if you are the Big 12, San Diego State represents one thing, a 4th time zone. But so do so many others in this conference. But is Oregon and Washington really available to the Big 12? They're not. Is Stanford and Cal really available to the Big 12? They're not. But if you have San Diego State, if you have the Arizona schools sort of give you the 4th time zone, depending on the time of year, daylight savings time and whatnot, but not really. But San Diego State gives you that 4th time zone. It gives you Big 12 after dark. From that perspective, from a fresh revenue stream, absolutely. San Diego State is valuable. Now, we know that ESPN's not going to pay more for San Diego State because they're not a P5 school, so their value is limited. I think it's significantly more valuable in the Pac-12. But if you look at Utah, can the Pac-12 afford to lose any of its members? Well, certainly not. So the value of Utah to the Pac-12 is significant. They're your back-to-back conference champion football program. But I think the value for the Pac-12 is significantly higher on Utah than it is for the Big 12. But don't get this crossed. There is no doubt in my mind that the football prize in the Pac-12 for the Big 12 is the Utah Utes. Now, many people won't know that. Many people will tell you how well Bo Nix played in his first season at Oregon. Many people will tell you how great things are going at Washington. Many people will tell you that, hey, look at what Jed Fish has done in Tucson. That's all well and good. But again, don't get this twisted. The football prize in the Pac-12 is the Utah Utes.
Program.
Plain and simple. We can sit here and we can toss back and forth about Deion Sanders' value and what excitement he brings. He brings excitement. It's going to be 3 to 5 years before they are truly a contender for a college football playoff spot. Bottom line, that's just attrition. We know that. You look at Kyle Whittingham and the Utah Ute football program. You put him in the Big 12 today, where in the top 5 do you slot them? Because they're going to be there. They're an elite football program that nobody knows about. Winning outside the conference, huge problem. They got to be Florida. I'm with you on that. Recruiting, it'd be great if they were in competition for some of the best quarterbacks in the country. I'm with you on that. But that does not devalue the accomplishments of the Utah Ute football program, Jake. I think they're as valuable as anybody out there right now.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, all the things you said there are absolutely correct. And I think that, you look at what Utah brings to the table, and again, it's hard to deny their value. But I think it's important to say you can be the most valuable program in the land. But if you don't want to do something, that something isn't going to get done. And that,
correct,
to me, is what I think the meat of this conversation is. There's no doubt they're an excellent academic program. There's no doubt that they have huge value on the football field. There's no doubt even in my mind that they have more value on the football field than anyone knows about because their story hasn't been told. But again, if you don't want to do something, it's not going to happen.
By the way, you might want to get the chime ready.
All right, here we go.
Everybody welcome Jeremy Callahan to membership.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jeremy, longtime listener, appreciate you being here. How about Car Wash Channel? Can you put this commit on the screen? I'll type in chat. $1.99. There you go. You're on the screen, sir.
There you go, bro.
Congratulations. You are on the screen. How about C. Kaufman, a new member of the program?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How about the Macho Man?
Macho Man.
Welcome to Macho Man to the membership.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Macho Man, you going to give me a Slim Jim or what?
Yeah.
Okay, that came out wrong. The point is...
Don't ever ask that again.
The Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Loved Randy Savage. One of the best people I ever run into in Hollywood on the street. The Macho Man.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys joining the membership. Thank you so much. And again, if you are just tuning in, we have a brand new membership level, $1.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. A lot of people asked us for a second tier of membership. Well, you asked, we delivered. It's $1.99.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. $1.99 a month lets you support the show. We'll shout you out in the chat. We love it that you guys are here. It's fantastic. Appreciate that. T. Lawrence Gregston, who's a member, says Utah would be in the Big 12 title game first year.
I don't even think that's an outlandish take.
I don't either.
I think there is a serious opportunity there. And that's why I say, BYU is going to struggle this coming season in the Big 12. They just are. They'll be, in my opinion, you're lucky to be a 500 team your first year. If you're a 500 team your first year, you had a nice year in year one. Utah, on the other hand, I think if you join the Big 12, that first year, you have an opportunity to go to the college football playoff final like you do because you have a clean-cut, paved road to get there. If you look at the SEC teams or even the Big Ten, Big Ten's even better example. You think Ohio State's path to the college football playoff final is difficult? Dude, they don't even play someone equal to them until they get into the college football playoff time. And I know we just expanded it, but when it was 4 teams, Ohio State didn't see anybody that was incredibly difficult. Dude, Georgia rolled Oregon in week 1. We all remember that. So that's what I'm saying for Utah. I don't think they're that far better than the rest of the teams in the Big 12, but I definitely think if you went out and won the Big 12 year one, you obviously have just this clean-cut yellow brick road to a deep playoff run.
Yep, totally agree. Let's welcome W. Jason Spangler to the membership. Rock Chalk, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting the show. Awesome. So fun. Drew says Rock Chalk. Let's go. Yeah, baby.
I'm still shocked by this whole concept of gifting memberships.
It's stunning. It is stunning. Charles M. says, do you know how the Ivy League became what they are today? Football, great football, a long arse time ago. The Ivy League is a sports conference that used to be great at football, but sucks now. Well,
yeah.
I wonder if the Pac-12 winds up there. You know, I wonder if it does. Mike Maples, what's up, Mapes? Who's a member of the program, says, LOL, Tanner, you just got to call out the soaking wannabes and boom, 3 new soaking members. See, Tanner,
Good.
who's a member of the show, says, welcome. Appreciate you guys doing that. Hey, how about Jerry Davis?
Let's go, Jerry.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jerry.
Let's go. Welcome to the membership. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
Let's go. Amazing. This is amazing, you guys. Like it is crazy. I love it. I absolutely love it. I really appreciate you guys supporting the show. Tanner says, welcome. Mapes says, love seeing all the new members, especially while I'm here in the Quick Quack in Layton getting ready to get soaked. Let's go, Mapes.
Let's go.
Let's go. See,
hell yeah, dude.
It's all good when the world spins round and round.
Yeah, man.
You know, it makes the day absolutely better.
See, this is why we do things on the program, man. We didn't even hesitate. Like we got asked enough times and we were like, you know what? We're just going to do it. You know, if nobody wants to join at $199, fine. But our suspicion is that there'd be a few people who'd want to join at that level. And I'm grateful, man. I'm glad to see it because obviously the $199, it doesn't get you the exclusive information, but it is really cool to see all the green names in the chat. I think that's sick.
It's spectacular. And guys like Jerry Davis, guys like W. Jason Spangler, you guys, we really appreciate you.
Yeah.
And all of our long times, the Chris Carnes, the Greg Hawkins, the Tanner Plumbers, the Mapes, everybody, Mayor McCluskey,
Bro,
you guys all make the show possible.
We're putting on this event Friday night, the Big 5-0 birthday bash. Dude, this event was not cheap. And the revenue from memberships, I can tell you, personally, went to putting the event on. So the membership dollar figure is absolutely impactful to what we're able to do and not able to do.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. It really is. Cody Gilbreth says, bring back the old Arizona-Texas Tech border conference rivalry in the Big 12. Colorado-Kansas State, chance for historic rivalries to be reborn. How awesome would that be? How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Matt Hartley says, Utah also go 10-2 every year in the Big 10. No way they play all 3 with pulses in the same year to even have a shot at a third loss. Well, I mean, it's so difficult, man. It is so difficult anymore to schedule, 12 difficult games. It's so difficult to schedule 9 conference games. It's so because every game you play could knock you out of the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And now that it's expanding, that's a little less. But look how close it was this year. I mean, the arguments over Ohio State and Michigan, should Alabama be in? The enormous strife, frankly, that the college football playoff meant to create, that's going to go away to some extent. Now, if you have a 10-team playoff or a 100-team playoff, the team that was 101st is always going to be pissed. Mm-hmm. The first team into the NIT is always pissed, right? I mean, it just is what it is.
Gonzaga.
But hey, I think it's very good for college football. Everybody, welcome LV Seminole 1. Let's go! Love it. New members. Let's go.
Yeah.
Again, we created a membership tier at the for $1.99 a month. And I love that all of you guys are joining. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Gabriel says the NFL draft drop going crazy today. Let's go, Seminole. Hell yeah. Let's go.
It's Hannah Day.
Aiden Bynum says, check y'all on the replay. Thanks for being here, Aiden.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Kyle J says Utah and TCU had some good matchups back in the day. That could be another reborn rivalry.
But imagine that, dude, with how good TCU is right now, or was at least. Like that, you can see some of those matchups. But it's like, oh, man, we're so focused on academics that we don't want to be there. It's like, all right, cool, that's fine. You can die on that hill if you want to. But I'm just telling you guys, eventually a program like Utah is going to go to the Big 12. Eventually.
Yep.
At some point.
No doubt about it. Matt Ritson, let's go!
Let's go, Matt. You've been here for a minute. I see you jumping on board.
Matt Ritson, a member of the program.
Let's go.
Matt, that's amazing. Way to go, kid. Appreciate you guys. Dude, it's so humbling that you guys are, I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Tanner says, welcome, Matt Ritson. Tanner Plummer also says, who's a member of the show, the first team into the NIT is always pissed. Well, don't tell that to BYU fans. In their mind, the NIT is the NCAA tournament.
Whatever.
Dude, how good is St. Mary's, by the way? St. Mary's Gonzaga is going to be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Gonzaga.
Unbelievable.
Gonzaga.
Stop it. Stop it.
Gonzaga.
Tanner T says, love TCU rivalry with Utah. Some great BCS Buster games back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes. Your EU Junior 4SC says, who alive today even remembers the border conference? Not Jake.
Sorry if you're offended by that.
Drew says the chat's going faster and faster. Haha, it's good things, but I can't read everything that quickly. Try being me. Hey, bro. Drew.
So wait, let me get
Try
this
being
right.
me, dude.
We're getting comments about how fast the chat's going, and then tomorrow we'll get a comment that says, hey, man, you're not reading my comments. Read my comments.
Every day. That's every day. I love it. And it is, I think it's phenomenal. I think it is phenomenal. So if I don't read all your comments, it's not because it's personal.
You're slacking, bro.
We love you guys. Drew says, comment. Appreciate that. You're a member of the show. Knock yourself out. Gary says, I would love to see Utah in the 12. We can easily get into the conference and dominate.
Yes, dude.
The word easily is,
Maybe not easily, but it's possible. Like, it can be done.
Look at Spangler. Spangler's like commenting on comments. Exactly. Exactly. If you're commenting on comments, just make sure you hit the like button, casuals. We always appreciate that. All of our college football talk on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
As you guys are well aware, is brought to you by our friends at Barbecue Pit Stop in Layton, Logan, Lehigh, St. George, and our good friends on State Street in Murray. That's the Barbecue Pit Stop. Anytime I say Barbecue Pit Stop, I want you to think the best barbecue equipment in the business. Shop online, bbqpitstop.com. No matter where you find the show, I'm telling you, if you have not got your hands on the remarkable, amazing asado seasoning from Flavor Knuckles, bbqpitstop.com. If you have not got yourself some wing dust, bbqpitstop.com. If you have not got yourself the Traeger smoker, bbqpitstop.com. The Yoder, the Big Green Egg, the Camp Chef, bbqpitstop.com. Oh, you just want to ask them how to make a brisket? You want to ask them what flavor of pellets they should use to make burgers or chops or wings or brisket? bbqpitstop.com. You can chat with them live on their website or just go into any of their stores because the people that work at Barbecue Pit Stop are flipping amazing.
Top notch.
bbqpitstop.com or find them in Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, the GZ. And, of course, our good friends in Murray on State Street. Barbecue Pit Stop. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Dwayne Boone, my guy, Dwayne Boone. I'm coming out of hibernation. The show seems to have adjusted to afternoon.
Whoa, excuse me, sir. We don't hibernate. You were in a darkness retreat. We all know what it is.
Aaron, settle down.
Hey, can I get the raccoon video, please?
Yeah, okay.
Where's the raccoon video?
So we have exclusive video of Dwayne Boone finding out that the show is in Dwayne! You're Dwayne Boone. You're looking a little frazzled,
dude. You gotta get the razor out, bro.
So good.
I love
so
you, bro.
Good.
I love you.
Dwayne, it's good to see you, man. Dwayne Boone, it's been too long.
Bro.
Hey, Big Dog O-Town.
Let's go.
Big Dog O-Town, a member of the program. What's up?
Yes.
Appreciate that. And again, you guys, all of these new memberships are because we created a new tier of membership that's just $1.99 a month.
Facts.
Cancel anytime. We appreciate you guys supporting the show. Awesome. Dwayne Boone says it's great. Gabriel says you're all so goofy. I love it.
Come on, the darkness retreat take is amazing.
What is better? Is it the Kyler doing squats, or is it the raccoon? Because Kyler doing squats.
Wait, is that Kyler or is that Bryce Young?
Same thing, man.
Do you even lift?
I need the Spider-Man gif of Kyler and Bryce Young. Look at the face.
What
Look at the
you
face. By the way, he ain't squat. Get it. I love that little dude. I've become a fan of Kyler since watching him squat.
Little guy.
You know.
Are people Myron?
I'll stop.
Dude, that was funny.
That is funny. So good. Mike P says the raccoon.
Yeah, the raccoon is, for me, the raccoon is just better, but, that's just me.
Yeah. Ron McClure says Colorado meeting subject unknown, actually. Well, this Colorado meeting is really interesting.
Yeah, glad you brought that up, bro.
Because it's really out of the blue. It is really out of the blue. Sorry, I'm distracted. Diana Rossini's on the TV. My point is, it's out of the blue, and they're talking about the Pac-12. And yeah, I would agree. We don't know exactly what that is. We don't know. Are they contemplating a
darkness retreat?
Are they contemplating a membership, or what is it that they are contemplating?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for Colorado, you're in a really you're in a really dynamic situation, and I don't know that that's a good thing. Like, I look at their situation and I say, okay, Prime shows up, hasn't played a football game yet, hasn't coached a football game yet for you, but he's brought a lot of positive media to your university and to your program. And then the praying thing happens, where we get this complaint last week about, hey, they're forcing us to pray, and everyone was all up in arms. And then this graphic you're seeing on your screen right now comes out about how they're having a meeting, and here's the agenda item details, and this is kind of what we're doing. And
look at the very bottom, right above the ticker, legal advice on a specific matter, and then athletics update on Pac-12. So this is tomorrow at 9 a.m., and it's going to be very interesting. Resolved that the Board of Regents go into executive session as permitted. Colorado revised statutes. The board will discuss the following matters: legal advice on a specific matter, athletic update on the Pac-12. So, I mean, anytime athletic matter on the Pac-12 is involved, I mean, like Mike Phillips, you got to join the show.
Let's go!
Mike Phillips, welcome to the program.
Going.
Hey, CJ Vance, let's go!
Wear that dropout, baby.
Let's go, CJ Vance. Man, I love you guys.
Dude.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But I think this meeting tomorrow is significant. I think when you understand now that the Pac-12 is going to have really high-level meetings in Las Vegas at the Pac-12 basketball tournament, dude, this is no joke now. This is a big deal. And it is not something that you can just simply ignore. Mike Maple says meeting in Colorado is John Morant hosting.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
Bro, my guy. Dude.
Tell me who sings Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
I don't know.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. You don't know who sings? John Denver.
Is that why they named the city Denver?
Court McMullen says, well played, Mike Maples. Too soon, Mapes? Too soon. No, it's not. No, it's not. Greg Romano. What's up, Romano? Does a media rights deal have to be a certain amount of years? Why can't the Pac-12 sign a relatively short 2-year streaming deal just to see how the media landscape changes? Because the media provider, an Amazon and ESPN, is not going to do a 2-year deal. It does not behoove them. They need to plan. They need to be able to sell and scale. And if they say, well, we've got Pac-12 for a couple of years, Jimmy's cable service in Poughkeepsie isn't going to sign up, right? But if you have, hey, we signed a 5-year deal with the Pac-12 network, we're going to have their single best football game every single week on ESPN, ESPN.com, and ESPN Plus. Okay, well, Shell Oil or Apple will advertise. They will sign a 5-year deal, so that money's locked in. Like, that's why you can't have a relatively short deal.
Yeah.
Because they won't.
Yeah.
Capazzo says, John Denver, baby. He was a great musician and a good actor, too. And a good actor. Joey Daglio. Rip Pack. No east of the MTZ cares at all. Nobody east of the mountains cares at all. It's hard to argue that. It's very hard to argue that. Jeremy Callahan, a member of the show. If Jake didn't know Lloyd Christmas or Happy Gilmore, he sure as hell wasn't going to know John Denver.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, I know Happy Gilmore. I just don't know all the references.
Jake?
I mean, I've seen the movie. I just don't know the references.
I'd like to apologize.
You should, because you were. It's embarrassing, your performance.
For absolutely nothing. You're a terrible son.
Jackass.
Dude. Bro.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You should know John Denver. I would agree with a bad omen. Oh boy. Why can't Utah academics remain the same even though they joined the Big 12? What makes it drop by moving to the Big 12? And this is the conversation, because I don't think there's anything in particular, Omen, that says, hey, your academics just went down. Well, Professor Kevin Van Schniekeldick left the mathematics program. I don't think it's like that. I think it is, what did we talk about yesterday? It's Louis Vuitton duffel bag versus Walmart $3 carry-on bag.
Yeah, and the difference is the Walmart $3 carry-on bag is full of cash, and the Louis Vuitton is a two-face full of nothing.
But you'd rather have the Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, whatever.
So you'd rather be affiliated with Stanford and Cal than you would with West Virginia. And I can't remember. West Virginia and Oklahoma State, two of the lower-ranked educators.
I just think you can't get away from, that point's not wrong, but you can't get away from the fact that it just doesn't matter, because if your conference doesn't exist, what good is it? If the Louis Vuitton bag disappears into thin air and you're only left with the Walmart bag, you don't have a choice. So for me, why would you sit here on a pedestal and say, hey, we're not willing to, step down or lower ourselves or whatever. We're not willing to be surrounded by Big 12 schools because of the academic standard that they don't meet, which is true. That's facts. They're not even close to where the Pac-12 is at. I'm not disputing that. But I'm just saying, if your conference is burning in the ground and you have an easy escape hatch and you're saying no because of academics, that's just childish to me. That is just not good business.
Jake, Tony J. Altimore is back.
Oh, are you the real Tony?
Tony. While a meeting, don't measure the drapes yet. Big 12 ain't. What is Big 12 ain't?
Yeah, what the hell does that even mean, dude? Can you define that?
What am I missing? Matthew Brenning says, what happens if Oregon and Washington goes to the Big 10, Arizona, ASU, San Diego State, and Colorado jump to the Big 12? I think you're left with a group of schools, the Washington State, Oregon State, in that case Utah, that are looking for a new home. And I think that's where you start bringing in, hey, what are we doing in the Mountain West? What are we doing in the... I just don't believe, I can't see a way forward that Utah doesn't end up in the Big 12.
Yeah. But I
just
that
don't
scenario is possible.
I think it's terrifying if you're a Utah fan.
It's terrifyingly possible that Utah will sit on their hands and do nothing and be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna wait for the 4 schools to go to the Big 10. We're going to wait for 3 of our schools in San Diego State to go to the Big 12. And then we'll start lowering our academic standard. Okay. I see how you're going to operate. Hey!
Dwayne Boone, member of the program. Wow. This is a good day. LB for Pimps and Trips. Anonymous. Okay.
Whatever you say, boss.
Spangler says however you spell it.
Whatever
exactly
you
right.
say, boss.
See, Spangler, you're catching on. As a new member of the program, you're catching on. Matt Hartley says Big 12 Anon equals QAnon, but believing in the Big... really?
But I'm trying to understand, yeah, I get that concept, but what do you mean? Believing in what? The Big 12 is real. QAnon's fake. Are we just missing that concept here?
I think this is still that thing where we're like, oh, hey, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Jerry Davis, a member of the program, says Utah to Conference USA in 2025.
Whoever came up with that shit need to be fired.
That's not funny.
Dude, Conference USA, bro.
Not funny. Jerry Callahan, a member of the program, says smells like Poo-Anon.
QAnon.
Okay. Mapes. Wow.
Hey, he said it.
Mapes, will the show be happening during the Bash Friday? It will be happening up to the Bash Friday. I believe we will probably be. We might shift by an hour. We might do 2 hours. We might be 2.5 hours.
It depends on other individuals' availability to help.
And creativity and stuff. You know. T. Lawrence Gragston. Tony Altimore equates folks who think the Big 12 will get Pac-12 schools to QAnon. That's why he says 12ANON. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I see.
For somebody I would love to understand. I've never heard of Tony Altimore, so
Jackass.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Is he immediate? Like, how do he's a Kansas State?
Let me just do some quick little homework here.
Jake, sometimes they just can't handle the logic. Jeremy Callahan.
Yeah,
says.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude.
You know, I don't disagree with that at all. Gary says, and motivation of doing it. Truth. Gabriel, a member of the program. I know it's impossible, but streaming the birthday bash would make my day. Can't do it, man.
Yeah, sorry, brother.
Matt Ritson, who's a member, gives us a $5 tip and says John Denver did the movie Oh God and famous song West Virginia, Rocky Mountain High. Anyway, he did do the movie. God is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. You know, Gumby Extra Regular says do a brief Google. Oh, on Tony or Tommy or whatever his name is. Okay.
I mean, his Twitter comes up, but I mean, it's not like he's some. Yeah, he's a strategy consultant. Like, okay, cool.
Cool, dude. I appreciate you watching the show.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man.
Tanner T says Big 12 would be lucky to get Utah, TCU, BYU games would be good eyeballs year one. Utah dominating the Big 12 year one wouldn't be great for the conference, though. It would not. It would not. It would absolutely not. And we got just.
Oh, are you okay?
We missed football at 50.
Okay, well, that's life. That's life. When you got 57 new members, you got to celebrate them all.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly.
Normally, this would be Football 50 presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza, but right now it's new members presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Tanner Plummer claims to be listening to John Denver right now. Jake, I'm younger than you, and I know who John Denver is. Shame.
Yeah, let me take some shade from Utah. I'm happy to be the a-hole here.
Shame.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It's a drop. You should play it.
No,
make sure you use the promo code Monty25. Download the Papa Murphy's app. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more on the marinara meatballs.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Actually, I do the meatballs and marinara.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza. Download the mobile app. And I'm telling you again, now, I'm a guy that makes my own pizza. Traditional crust, a little barbecue sauce, mozzarella. You got to use the herb mix.
Herb.
Put some mushrooms and onion on there.
Yeah.
Get the marinara meatball. Chop up the meatballs. Put them on the pizza. Get the take and bake chocolate chip cookies. Telling you you're cooking with gas. You can order at 5 in the morning for 5 in the afternoon pickup. Super easy to work with Papa Murphy's Pizza, who, by the way, a bunch of Papa Murphy's guys are going to be at the party on Friday.
The birthday bash.
The birthday bash, the Big 5-0. I am super stoked. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you've probably already seen a picture of the T-shirts. We picked up the T-shirts today.
Yeah.
And Jake, why don't you grab one out of the closet real quick? They're awesome. The Big 5-0 Birthday Bash T-shirts are freaking phenomenal. Papa Murphy's will be there. We're going to have all kinds of fun with like miniature golf. You single up on where's Jake at? Where are you at? There you. Okay, yeah, there we go. There it is. The Big 5-0 Birthday Bash T-shirt presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza and Bucked Up Energy. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be phenomenal. It is going to be so much fun. To have that event, we are going to have an awesome Mexican dinner, enchiladas, taco bar. I think there are churros for desserts. We are going to have 6 holes of mini golf. Again, the skee ball and the plinko holes.
Bomb.
That's what I'm after. But we are going to be giving away a 50-inch TV. Canyons, who is our official golf course of the Monty Show, is giving away a season pass to golf up at Canyons. We're also giving away rounds of golf at Canyons. PXG is going to be here fitting. If you want to get a putter and you want to get fitted for a putter, like it's just going to be off the chain. It is going to be so much fun to hook it up on Friday at the Big 5-0 Birthday Bash, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. Gabriel says, damn, man, sucks I have something on Friday, or I would for sure be there, y'all. Next time I'm going to be there. Crazy, though. It's awesome. Gary says Brant is going to be there and some other guy. Brant Keithy and Max
some
Tooley.
other guy.
You're such a hater. Gary, are you coming? Are you local, Gary? Come on, join us.
Yeah, bro.
You can join us.
You're not on the list right now, but you can join us if you like.
We have a few spots. Left. We're really trying to keep this thing as small and as intimate as possible. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Kaufman says, but Utah would never see Oklahoma in the Big 12. Would never. Big Jack 512 says, what did I miss?
Big Jack.
All kinds of stuff.
Hey, Big Jack, you should join the membership for $199 since we have a new tier.
Yeah. Matt Ritson says, Monty, like regular salami or black pepper salami on pizza? Regular salami. Oh, my God. Regular salami as a kid. But black pepper salami, I ain't hating on that.
Black pepper.
I am not hating on that. That's how you join the membership. Gary says, I'm local. I live in West Jordan. Well, DM Jake.
DM me, man.
Gary, come on out, dude. We have about 5 spots left. If you're a Utah fan or a BYU football fan, legit, it is going to be amazing. Brant Keithy and Max Tooley are going to join us right here at the Maverick Center on Friday. There are no two better dudes. Like Max Tooley is a stud. Brant Keithy's a super good dude. He's bringing Braden Daniels with him, so that'll be fun. They're both bringing a bunch of their friends. Like, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a party. We're going to have a custom birthday cake for me.
Me.
It's going to have the logo on it. Like, it's going to be a really good time. Oh, by the way, Saturday at the Maverick Center, Stanley Cup's going to be here.
You know, just the Stanley Cup. You know, that little...
Yeah, but you get to go and pick up the Stanley Cup.
Because I'm me.
Friday night after the second period, Jake gets to go and meet the Stanley Cup at the airport. That's insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity, dude.
Yeah.
What this weekend at the Maverick Center, you guys.
It's going to be lit.
If you don't have, by the way, if you're coming to the birthday bash, you get tickets already. We sent out an email with information today. If you want to come to the birthday bash, DM Jake, SLC Jake on Instagram or Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Really use Instagram. It's much easier that way. DM Jake. Let's see if we can get you guys in. We have a few spots left, and I'm telling you, it's a few spots.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get you in. Brant and Max will be here. You can take pictures with them. We have a big banner you can take pictures in front of.
It's worth your time.
We're going to have this cool light box that spells out Monty with balloons on it. Like, it is going to be a phenomenal time. Oh, by the way, there's also a hockey game going on.
Yeah, you know, just that little hockey game.
That you get tickets to and all that stuff. It's going to be amazing. Gabriel says Lord Stanley is going to be in the building. Yeah, Saturday night.
Yeah, bro.
It's going to be amazing. Tanner says hopefully the Grizzlies beat Kansas City and avenge the Eagles' Super Bowl loss. Well, I'm telling you, no problem. The Utah Grizzlies are red hot right now. They're coming out of a series in Wichita. They dominated. They look really, really good. Hey, look at that. Gary's a member of the program.
Let's go.
Appreciate that, Gary. Welcome to the program. Cougar Tracks. Let's go.
Let's go. Wear out that drop, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Cougar Tracks. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate it. Guys, I'm telling you, everybody's in. It's $1.99 a month
dude.
To support the show. We shout you out as a member in the comments. Tanner Plummer will say welcome. Welcome, Cougar Tracks. Love it. Jeremy Callahan says, but I'm not saying the Big 12 is stronger, just that it's ridiculous to assume that Utah would just come in and roll everyone in the Big 12. That's ludicrous.
I don't think they'd roll
No.
everyone, but there's no denying that certainly they're top half year one. And in my opinion, if you have Kyle Whittingham still, I like your chances, dude. I like your chances of being in that championship game, dude.
Very much. And I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty crazy that we're having to have this conversation. That's what's frustrating about it.
Yeah.
It is very disappointing to me that we're sitting here trying to determine value on Utah football or Utah athletics. There's no question about the value in the program. Like there's just no question about it.
Program.
You know, like I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Whoa, comment dump. Gabriel says, beautiful to see all that green. Yes, sir. Let's go. Tanner says, I've been listening to Tyson Whiting's YouTube broadcast. The Grizz are fun to watch or listen to in this case. Indeed. Tyson does a great job. C. Kaufman, a member of the show, says Utah wouldn't join until 2024. Correct. Gary, a member of the show, says the showgrum. Exactly.
Program.
Let's see. Jay Washington says, what if you don't have an IG? Can you still be a member? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course, man.
Absolutely,
of course,
you can. Yeah, no doubt about it. Big Jack 512 says, talk is cheap. Come on over and let's just play the games.
That's what I'm saying,
right.
dude. And what's the worst that's going to happen? Let's say you go
Damn right.
0-for and you don't win a single game, which we all know is not going to happen. But let's say that you went 0-for. You still should have made a bunch of money in the transfer.
Yep. How about this guy? Monty fan in Rexburg. Join some membership.
Let's go, Rexburg.
What's up, Rexburg, Idaho? Good to see you. Let's go. Cougar Track says, thanks, Tanner. Thanks for being here, Cougar Tracks. Matt Hartley says Utah would do very well in the Big 12. They wouldn't win the conference every single year. They would not. Tanner's welcoming everybody.
That boy, Tanner.
Welcome, Monty fan in Rexburg. Exactly.
Is Tanner trying to make a case to be the new mayor? Is that what's going on here?
No, he ain't, man. He ain't. He, you know. He's the police chief or something. We'll find a title. NB says the Utah thing is so weird. You think of that school and it's down to earth. Folks who like to hike.
Wow.
Folks who like
the
to hike.
The absolute troll job
that is.
God.
Then you get on Twitter and it's like, whoa, dude. But that's the truth.
Like, whoa, dude.
You do not want to gaslight Utah Twitter.
I'll drop that motherfucker.
Because
dude,
Ute fans, you know.
Yeah, bro. They get after it, man.
Tim B says Tulane would be top half of the Pac-12. Maybe. After what they did to USC. Stop. Hey, let's go.
Oh, we got to get it out again. Okay. Yeah.
Did you really just said, oh, we got to get it out again.
Let's go.
The funny thing is the guy's name is Chris D. You guys, welcome the D to the membership.
Dude, Chris, are you okay if we just refer to you as the D?
The D. The D.
What are you, nuts?
Jeremy Callahan says Tulane is no joke. They're not. I agree. Tanner says, welcome Chris's D. Gary.
Stay hard.
I'm a child.
Dude.
Chris, I'm a child, Chris. I apologize ahead of time.
I thought you just read a comment that said, welcome Chris's D.
Stay hard.
Gary says, Mad Green, let's go. Welcome, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. $1.99 a month, man.
Bro, I needed this in my life. This is the energy I'm here for, man.
That was hysterical. Chris D says, call me Dibs. You got it, Dibs.
Okay.
Appreciate you, dude. Matt Hartley says, yeah, in every few seasons, somebody goes 11-1 or 12-0, just like today, Jeremy Callahan.
That's right.
Truth.
That's right, dude.
Truth.
Yeah.
You know, it is... you know, Devin Pohl, sometimes you have a good time to get in. So there's never a bad time. Devin's like, just hopped in the show, bro. What the F is happening? Well, I think, first of all, we've added 21 new members to the program.
Jesus, dude.
We've had over 2,500 views. Please hit the like button. It really helps the channel
Kick it
grow.
will flow.
You know. Mike Phillips, who's a new member of the show, says, forget being the mayor of Monty Town. Treasurer is where it's at with all these stacks rolling in.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
You know, oh, look at that. Tim B says used to be formerly Tim Bruckmiller. Okay, Tim B.
Oh, okay. What's up, dude?
Appreciate you. Monty Fan in Rexburg says not going to get married for a few more years, hopefully, Tanner Plummer. Okay.
Well.
Okay. You and Jake have a lot in common. But if you're just hopping in here, we just introduced a new membership level. $1.99. You know, our big membership level is $10 a month. But a lot of people said, hey, man, I can't afford that. So a lot of people have asked us for a lower membership level. That's why we did this $199 membership, because it's $2 a month. And if you want to be a member, absolutely, let's do it. We're glad that you guys are here. Cougar Tracks says, thank you for making a poor man's membership. You're welcome, Cougar Tracks.
I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man.
You don't want to know the end of that. Ryan Fair says, getting married will impact your membership level. Yes, it will. Yes, because we all marry heiresses,
Here
right?
comes Mr. Oh, divorce rates in the U.S. are up like 70%, guys. Guys.
Stop. Tanner, who is married and a member of the show. Yeah, I predict that you get married in 6 months, Monty fan in Rexburg. That'll happen at BYU. You should know, Tanner. Jeremy Callahan, a member, says, the biggest thing I would say to the Four Corners peeps is that it's awesome being in a conference where literally everyone is a threat to win, and every game is huge, especially in basketball. That's why Gonzaga basketball has to join.
Gonzaga.
I just think it is so big that the Big 12 has just become this basketball powerhouse.
Can you measure it?
And we spent a lot of the show yesterday talking about the merits of splitting basketball and football revenue. And I think you should. I think you absolutely should, because you're going to make so much money. If Gonzaga basketball joins the Big 12, dude, I think it is. And you look at what's going on at San Diego State. San Diego State as a basketball member is not a terrible thing.
Yeah, dude.
Hey-oh, let's go. Big Jack.
Big Jack. Let's go.
Houstonians unite.
Yeah.
Let's go. He says, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Big Jack. Welcome to the program, man. Appreciate you being a member. Gary, who's a member, says, imagine how crazy it would be that we're all talking 12 and getting excited for that, and Utah ends up in the Big 10. Would love it.
Whoever came up with that shit need to be fired.
Yeah, are
Dude,
you
if
crazy?
Utah gets to the Big 10, Brett Yormark is in trouble.
That would be crazy. Tanner says, it's 7:30, Mike Maples. Bring your wife's friends, LOL. Just kidding. Mapes said, you guys are awesome. Mike Chase said, you guys are awesome for all the gifting of these memberships. Totally awesome. Am I missing more membership gifting?
Bro.
You guys, I'm trying to keep up with this. Oh, and look at it. We've got.
Let me take it back out again. Here we go. We ready?
Okay, you stop saying
I'm talking
that.
about drops.
Stay hard.
You're such a child. Ryan Fair, welcome to the membership.
Yeah.
Michael Williams.
Let's go.
Welcome to the membership. What is wrong with you, man?
I don't know, bro.
Oh my God, you are.
So wait, did we figure out if there was more gifting happening
I don't
here?
see more gifting, but I saw Greg Hawkins gifted everybody and their brother memberships, which I appreciate, which is awesome. But I don't see more. And if I'm missing more gifting, please shout it out.
Yeah.
Riley O'Brien, America's best RV salesman. In all seriousness, Riley O'Brien's a great RV salesman. Says that's right. Mike Maples says that's right, Gabriel. Riley O'Brien says, welcome to the program. Riley, a longtime supporter of the show. Brent Burnett says, Greg gifted 5. No other gifting so far. Appreciate you, Greg. Maury Alvarez, a member of the program. Like I said, Jake is pulling out all day long.
Stay hard.
That's my guy right there, bro.
Dude.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Maury, how very Florida man of you.
Bro.
Maury is a Floridian.
Maury.
Love that. Love it. Tim B says, Texas Tech fans have a similar reputation as the Utes. Texas Tech fans are known as the Cactus Mafia. Is that true?
Bro, what a name.
Texas Tech fans are known as the Cactus Mafia.
Gee, it takes out the old Google machine. Cactus Mafia.
Dude, it's no joke.
.com? There's a website?
Is that
Bro.
right? Wow.
There's a website for this?
Okay. I'm just telling you, Ute fans are great, but you get them on Twitter, dude, and they all lift, and they're all like 6'4", 200 pounds of twisted steel. Like, they're all tough guys.
If you felt these balls.
They are. Oh, yeah, let's go. Jacob DeLambo.
Let's go.
Look at DeLambo rolling into the membership, DeLambo.
Let's
you
go,
stud.
baby.
Good to see you. What's up? Whoa, comment. Mike Maple says, Monty Jake is not pulling anything for a while. He's focused on himself. That's
okay,
right,
Mike.
Mitch.
Okay,
no,
Mitch.
the other way I would say that is, that's
Okay.
all Jake is doing is pulling because he's focused on himself.
You sound like I have simple taste.
Bro.
Oh, what happened to this show? We were having such a nice family-friendly
Such a nice,
show.
civilized showgrum today.
Tanner says, welcome to Lambo. Mike P says, don't got to pull out just to soak.
If I knew what I was going to fucking do, I'd have already fucking done it.
Stay hard.
Tanner, dude, your reach on this show is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got some reach.
Shut up.
Can you measure it?
Dude. Greetings from H-Town. Glad to be a part of the group. Go Cougs. Michael Williams, member of the show. Thanks,
Let's
buddy.
go.
Appreciate you. Tim B says, Greg Hawkins did not gift me yet. DeLambo said, on the That Married with 3 Kids membership.
Hey,
let's go,
let's
DeLambo.
go, man. I appreciate you, bro. Seriously,
Love
thank
you, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're here, dude. I'm glad you're here. Devin Pohl says, this is insane. You officially hacked the YouTube algorithm.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, man, we trying out here. Jeremy Callahan, a member, says, Cactus Mafia, true. They even throw tortillas.
Are you serious?
They throw, okay.
Tell me
How
more.
do I not know
Seriously,
this?
tell me more about
How do I
that.
not know
So
this?
is this like throwing fish at a hockey game or something? Like, do they throw tortillas on the field?
How do I not know this?
Like, what's the deal, man?
My God. Big Jack 512 says, we came to play.
Damn
Indeed.
right. Damn right.
Gary says, Mike, I'm just saying, you never know. Utah has been mad quiet. They really have.
Well, and you know
They
this
really
whole
have.
thing, like, and I don't think it's a small detail. Kyle Whittingham's on vacation right now. Like,
He's in Hawaii.
he's in Hawaii. And I think it's really interesting timing because, you know, I'm not saying he's planning his vacation trip around expansion talks or whatever, college football realignment talks, but I just think that you had all this progress last week, all these conversations, Tom Homo, Brett Yormark, like all these dudes getting after it, and now it's gone quiet.
Listen, I think it is a remarkable time in sports. You look at it, if you're a college football fan specifically, I'm a college football nut. I love it. I don't remember this ever happening before. I really don't. I don't remember it.
Possible.
And I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I think it brings consternation. It brings excitement. It's unbelievable. BR7062.
Let's go. Welcome to the showgrum.
Bill G.
Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome to the show, Grump. Maybe we're going to have to maybe we got to meet at a football stadium in the middle somewhere. Maybe we got to, because this show has really blossomed into something bigger now. And it's such a thrill. Maybe we need to hook that up.
Can I get in the comments some just like cities where you guys are from? Just like
what football stadium is in the middle of where we all are?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. I mean, I think we're all.
Maybe we need to go to maybe we need to go see the new Manning bro in Austin. Maybe we need to go to Dallas and see TCU. Maybe we're not going to West Virginia. Forget that. I ain't cleaning coal to pay for my trip. I don't know. Let's find a place. I mean, we're this football community.
Yeah, where are you guys at, bro?
Laura Weiss says she's in Lubbock.
Okay.
Gabriel says, well, I'm in Florida.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going to see a Miami game.
Okay.
C. Kaufman says, Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
Maybe we got to go see some Kansas or K-State.
Dude, I would be stoked to see some Kansas
Chris
basketball.
P. Aloha Stadium.
Let's
Aloha.
go,
I'm going
Chris,
to.
are you upset that the Pro Bowl's not there anymore? That was kind of a big deal, I feel
I'm
like.
actually going to Honolulu for Thanksgiving. So we might need to hook that up. Mike Williams says Houston. Dude, maybe it's Texas.
Yeah.
Mike P. says Grand Junction, Colorado, meth capital of the world. No comment. Cody Gilbreth says Fort Worth.
Okay.
Big Jack says probably Lubbock. Okay. A lot of Texas in the house. Derek Myrie says Detroit, Michigan.
Let's go.
What's up, D-Town?
Let's go, dude.
Good to see you. Tanner says, if you eat chicken burritos and drive wildly through Zion National Park, then you can get a personal meet and greet with Jake, Mike P.
Hey.
Well, I mean, that's not untrue. I mean, if you know Jake and you know this video. It's not hard to get Jake to like you. You know. Local guy Orem.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Layton, Utah. Let's go.
Let's go.
So for those of you who are new to the show, by far our biggest market is Utah. We do over 200,000 views a month in Utah, even more than that now. But Utah's our biggest market. But
Yeah.
I think Texas certainly is emerging as we're finding out today. But I mean, typically it's Utah, Idaho, certainly Las Vegas, certainly Phoenix, Arizona is a big hub for us. Los Angeles has been a huge market for us recently. Gary says, obviously, West Jordan.
Yeah.
DeLambo says Pleasant Grove. Let's go, Utah. John Evans says Grand Prairie, Texas.
There you go.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
My wife made me move here.
What do you think of it, bro? What do you think of it? I've never been there, bro. What do you think of it?
Outside the echo chamber says that was Bryce Canyon. Jake, where exactly was that?
Bryce Canyon.
Thank you. Tualatin, Oregon, Jesse Keller says. Nice. Nippert Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. I like it. See, we just have such a nice little group. Syracuse, Utah, what's up? Mike Maples says, Gary, did you go to West Jordan High? Bait daggers.
Wait, isn't that South Jordan?
Could be. No,
yeah, it does. No, anyway,
stop.
Next comment.
Let's see. Monty fan in Rexburg says, I'm going to be in Draper over the weekend. How much for the 5-0 bash? Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Monty fan in Rexburg, are you going to be here Friday night?
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, DM Jake on Instagram or Twitter. We'll put you in. Absolutely. We'd love to have you, man. Tualatin. Okay. I got that wrong. Blythe Island, Georgia. Jerry, welcome to the program. It's good to see where everybody's from.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I love that.
Gary says, no, I went to Taylorsville High. Good old Taylorsville High.
There you go.
Sacramento, Cal, first round NCAA basketball here. Matt Ritson says, Sacto.
Yeah, dude.
What's up? What's up, everybody in Carmichael? I miss my guys there. Allen, Texas. Let's go. That's Jordan. West Jordan are the Jaguars. That's Jordan. Yeah. West Jordan are the Jaguars. Jake. Mike Chase says, I'm from West Jordan.
There you go.
Big Dog O-Town says, I guess I'm the only Ogden listener.
Oh,
we
no,
have a
not,
lot
dude.
of people in Ogden.
We've got like 5,000-6,000 in Ogden, bro.
Yeah, we do big business there.
Yeah.
Wild Ute says, Mill Creek, let's go.
Dude,
What's up, Mill Creek?
I'm such a big fan of the East Bench, dude.
Drew says, Tualatin for that Oregon one. Thank you. Appreciate the correction. Dwayne Boone, a member, says, I'm going to Sacramento. NCAA first round. Let's go.
There you go, dude.
Jeff Johnson says, East Anaheim, Esperanza, Aztecs.
Esperanza. Oh, my God, dude. Childhood days right there, bro.
How about, should we be calling out our high schools? Round Lake Beach Panthers.
No.
West Jordan Jaguars. When Mapes was there, it was Shaguars.
Right.
Outside the echo chamber says Cedar Hills. Wichita, Kansas. Go Thunder for zesty retros and games. Let's see. Delarick says Waco, Texas.
Waco. David
Koresh. Exactly right. Go Baylor Bears.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah, dude.
And the reason we're talking about this, by the way, is because we have a new membership tier today. Everybody said, well, not everybody. A lot of people joined at $10, but a lot of people said, hey, I can't afford that. So today we created a membership tier at $1.99. So hook it up. Mike Maple says South Jordan is the home of the Bingham High School.
Bingham.
Bingham.
The Ohio Bingham.
Tanner Plummer says Timpanogos Timberwolves. Let's go. Class of 2015. What year did you graduate?
2012.
2015? My God. Oh, Darren. Darren Broom says the Kearns Cougars. Let's go, Kearns. Jerry Davis, a member, says Glen Academy Red Terriers. Terrors?
Damn.
It had to be Terriers. Can't be terrors. Maury Alvarez, a member, says smack dab between Orlando and Tampa. We were talking about this. Would you ever live in Florida?
Dude,
Mrs.
Maury,
Monty
I don't
will
know
never
how
do
you
it.
do hurricanes, bro.
She will never do it. Drew says Lehigh, Cameron Coopers.
Lehigh.
Tanner says Timpanogos High School, home of Skylar Halford and Christian Stewart. If you know, you know. BYU fans.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Skylar Halford is, right? It's terrors. Is it really terrors? That's
Damn.
awesome. The Murray Spartans, Mike Chase says. I like it. Panguitch. A Panguitch Bobcat.
Panguitch.
All right. Capazzo
right, Dave.
down in the Jeezy from the Panguitch. Alta Hawks, class of 17.
Excuse me, it's Alta.
Alta Mortgage.
Gonzaga.
Banaville Lakers in O-Town, class of 19... It's Bonneville, I know. Bonneville Lakers in O-Town, class of 1988. O-Town. There you go. Bingham Minor for life, Mike Maples says. Gabriel says, Florida is crazy hot and humid, but Disney World and free lighting, Bucks and Magic games you might like. The problem is, did you guys see that David Silver, Commissioner Silver of the NBA, is up to be the next CEO at Disney?
Yeah, this is interesting, dude.
He may be replacing Bob Iger at Disney. How crazy is that? Curtis Kirkham says, Skyline 87, yo.
Skyline.
Drew says, hard to beat the Beat Diggers. What kind of name is Beat Digger?
Yeah, can we?
That's amazing.
Can I get some historical context on Beat Digger?
Norman Bowen. Well, you're gonna be popular here. We don't need Utah. Utah can kick rocks. He said Utah can kick rocks. I love it. That's hysterical.
Normster,
Hey,
bro,
Normie.
Hey, are you a Big 12 guy?
I think I just get hit in the head by a bug.
A
Don't know what
skater?
happened. You know, a skater. Maury Alvarez says hurricane holidays are amazing. We were off for a week and a half. There you go.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm just not trying to lose my house, bro.
I don't think I could do it. Singapore American School Eagles MFers. Let's go. Hey now. Tom says Alta is a city school ski resort. Ulta sells makeup. Pronounce it correctly.
Damn.
Apologize to that man.
I'll see my way out. I appreciate the correction, Tom. DeLambo says Pleasant Grove Vikings, class of 2011. Let's go.
Yeah, see, that's me. I'm class of 2012, bro.
Gabriel says Adam Silver next CEO. He is. They're
That's
talking
what they're
about
saying,
Adam
dude.
being the next CEO of Disney.
Is Bob Iger just a Band-Aid? Like, that's what it seems like.
Yeah,
he came in to right the ship.
That's not even a secret. He is absolutely simply a Band-Aid. He's a guy that they brought in to very, very simply be like, yep, you're here. You're going to get us to our next CEO.
Yeah.
And he's going to step away. Let's see. Carl says Davis High, class of 62. The late, great Will Smith, Davis High. Zesty says we need him to save Marvel and Star Wars. You do. You actually do.
Seriously.
You ain't even kidding. Drew says kids used to get let out to go help with the digging of the beats with the parentals, I think. Oh, is that right? I had no idea.
Okay.
Bad Omen says take Vandy in the SEC. No, the academics and the rest of the SEC. Far from it. Seems to be fine for Vanderbilt's reputation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know. It is. Outside the echo chamber, Bait Diggers might be the best mascot ever.
We have another comment, 2 down, that said, just jumped in. What did I miss? Let's see
Main
my
event
recap.
says, just tuned in. What did I miss?
Well.
We've been having fun with all of our new members today because we've added, I think, 30 new members today. Something like that. 30 new members because we added... and you shouldn't feel a fear of missing out. Main event. I mean, there is a $1.99 membership tier per month. $1.99 a month to support the show. Not saying, just saying. Patrick Despain says Arlington, Lamar Vikings. Let's go, Arlington, Lamar. Dwayne Boone says Sugar City, Idaho, home of the Sugar Salem Diggers, Idaho state champs.
Okay. I
like it. I love the diversity in the names. I do. Tanner Plummer. Guys. Marvel isn't in a terrible position. Star Wars is currently being saved by the Mandalorian. Zesties. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Star Wars just isn't what it used to be. I think they've tried too hard. Yeah, we had a Cat 4 or 5 hurricane and school was stopped for 2 weeks.
I'm just not interested in like the flooding and like.
Does that not bother you guys? That would
scare me. Like that's gnarly, man.
Ryan Fair says odds Gonzaga joins the Big 12 after the tournament. 70%.
Gonzaga.
I put it at 70-30. They've got verbal offers from the Pac-12 and the Big 12.
Gonzaga.
I don't think, and I think they don't think, Gonzaga that is. I don't think they feel like they're a fit in the Pac-12. I think they know they're a very good fit in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I think it could be very interesting. The problem is they don't have a football team. So it doesn't truly give you that Pacific time zone, but it certainly gives you an enclave out that way. It certainly gives you an enclave out that way.
And it's a beautiful cherry on top for your basketball conference, dude.
It makes you more money.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Cougar Track says Skyview Bobcats, class of 66. Good year for cars, too. Maury Alvarez says, I have twice the value of my home in insurance, so if something happens in a hurricane on set, I like it.
I see. But here's my question, though. Seriously, and I'm genuinely asking this, Maury. Mm-hmm. Does it not bother you just the process? So that's good to know. That really helps that you're set in from an insurance standpoint. That's great. But just the pain in the ass of like having to rebuild your house if it gets swamped, like that's crazy, dude. I mean, I know it's like the same thing as an earthquake or whatever, but the odds, you know?
I don't know. I really enjoyed my time in Florida. The current climate of making bloggers register with the state of Florida if they want to write about Governor DeSantis. I don't know about all that. Matt Ritson says Palo Alto Vikings, famous Jim Harbaugh QB. I like it. Hello, Palo Alto. Big Jack 512 says, welcome to 12 Anon, boys. Thank you.
Yes,
we
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Appreciate that, yep.
And the indoctrination was fun. Soon it's going to take a C note to get a comment read, Chris P says. No, we're pretty good about it. Jeremy Severe says, West Jefferson Panthers, class of 2012. Let's go. Gumby, extra regular. Is Monty down with the Baby Yoda? I actually love it as a toy. The Baby Yoda thing. We sold a bunch of Baby Yodas. We sold a bunch of Baby Yodas on Amazon. We made some money on them. Other than that,
dude,
I don't know.
The Baby Yoda memes are incredible.
Yeah. Big Jack 512 says flooding is real. Well, dude, if you're in Houston, I mean, you get just as much water.
But what about the winters in Texas? Like, we all remember the whole, hey, our grid froze and now you got to boil water.
Yeah. Then you had dude take his daughter to Mexico because she asked him to.
Cancun cruise.
It's fine. Tanner Plummer, who's a member, says Star Wars is trying too hard. That sounds like a person who's never seen The Mandalorian. I actually don't hate The Mandalorian. I ain't even saying that. Gabriel says, yeah, my city, which I won't name, was dealing with 5 feet of flooding.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, see, water just ruins stuff.
Yeah, man.
Water just,
it's
fire and water can't do it. Can't do it. Like, it's just, dude.
Vexes me.
We've seen a house burn to the ground when we were flipping houses in Arizona. There was a really beautiful home that burned to the ground in Scottsdale. And it just eats stuff.
Yeah.
Flooding does the exact same thing.
Yes.
Water ruins everything.
Yes.
C. Kaufman says at least you get a long warning with hurricanes. With tornadoes, they just drop with no warning. Which is why I don't live in the Midwest. I grew up in Chicago. And the worst part of it was that I can remember Mrs. Monty and I lived in Northbrook, Illinois, right next to a freeway. And a tornado went like right down the freeway. And the hailstorm destroyed our garden. We were like, we're out. We're out, dude. We're out.
Quick side note here. We're about to get a fresh Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid matchup, in case anyone cares.
Joel owns him, though, dude. So it's not really a matchup. DeLambo says Star Wars needs to go the way of the pack and die already. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I like Star Wars, bro.
DeLambo getting vicious. Drew says up until about 1950 at harvest time, classes were usually canceled for a week or two in October, which allowed students to assist with the harvest. Their mascot is known as Digger Dan. And now join Digger Dan for our national anthem.
Hell out of here with that.
Okay. Gary says no one fits in the Pac-10. Nobody. It's awkward now. Greg Hawkins, a member of the program, says, I remember when my senior year of high school at Riverton, let's go, we split to give students to the new school in Harriman. Now there's like 6 new schools out there. Dude, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Dude. The growth in Harriman and that side of the valley is insane.
Yeah, I mean, and you're somebody looking at buying a house and just the pricing and whatnot. There's already been an awkward Rudy Gobert moment.
Yeah, because that's Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Gobert tried to catch an alley-oop and
Rudy Gobert
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we'll see. Joe's going to torture him. Jacob Reed, West Virginia, says, you think Bucked Up will ever expand to the East Coast? I'm intrigued. Dude, try their samples. They'll send them to you.
What do you mean expand? You can order online.
Order online.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And they'll send you free samples, dude. It's in the description below. Bucked Up is the official energy drink of the Monty Show. You click, you can choose any 3 samples you want, and you get I'm telling you, this shaker is the greatest shaker you will ever own from Bucked Up. All you have to do is click on the link below, and you try their pre-workout. I'm a 5 a.m. workout guy. I get up at 5 every day. Jake and I meet at the gym at 5:30, work out for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, their pre-workout stuff is unbelievable. They have low stim, high stim, lots of caffeine, little caffeine, you name it. They're awesome. But yeah, you know what, Jake? You can order online, and if you like it, use the promo code Monty at buckedup.com. Get you 20% off your purchase.
Yeah.
So we have all kinds of programs with Bucked Up. They're fantastic to do business with. So try the free sample. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Tanner says, Monty's, can we ban Jacob DeLambo for his last Star Wars comment?
Nah, I can't do that, brother. Nope.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We don't ban people on this show.
Okay, so Embiid is now 2 for 2 playing one-on-one against Gobert on the block.
But Rudy's the best defensive player ever.
Literally shooting right over him.
I mean, Rudy's the best defensive player ever.
Jeez.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Isn't Florida below sea level, Ryan Fair says. Is Florida really?
I'm sure there are parts of Florida below sea level, yeah.
Is that true?
Let's go, Carl!
Carl Chappelle, our newest member of the program. Thank you for joining, Carl Chappelle. And again, you guys, we have a $1.99 membership tier we rolled out today. Let's crush it. DeLambo says Rudy and Don are doing great in the East.
Well, I don't know that Rudy's doing great in the East.
It's Minnesota. They're in the.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
They're in the East.
I know. That's the point. Yeah.
Thank you, DeLambo. I needed that. D-Rock says 155 mile per hour winds here during Hurricane Ian. Families still finding places for temporary living in roofs, homes still being built. 5 months later. That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
Spangler, a member of the program, says flooding is worse because you try and save stuff. With a fire, you have no choice but to just start over. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I hope none of us ever go through it. I really do.
It's gnarly.
Gary says, I grew up in New York and I hate the snow. Sorry,
snow is different here, bro.
It's been a lot of snow. Mapes says, man, all the nicknames for the future commander-in-chief. Yeah, well, anyway. Drew says, Lehigh only has 2 hallways left from when I was there 9 years ago. Is that true?
No kidding.
Wow. But that whole, I'm telling you, man, all of Utah County, like Syracuse, I can think of cities that are expanded, like Syracuse, Saratoga Springs.
It's basically the southern portion of Salt Lake County.
You remember when like Woods Cross was like nothing? There was no, and now like if you can go all the way up to Bountiful and all the way down to name your spot south.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's just expanding massively,
quickly.
But look at all the Jack in the Boxes that are needed to cover the territory that are coming in.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that too. No doubt about it. The Monty Show every day is presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. I'm telling you guys, if you've been in an accident, if you've got workman's comp issues, make sure you hook it up at The Advocates.
You've been in an accident and now you're injured. Though it wasn't your fault, you now have to deal with getting your car fixed, mounting medical bills, and insurance companies who don't play fair. But don't worry. The experienced team at The Advocates are here to get you the support you need.
Darn right, theadvocates.com. I'm telling you guys, no matter where you are, The Advocates have a solution for you, and it was really good. We're trying to get their guys on more and more to talk about what they do because, well, I mean, we could sit here every day and tell you that, hey, when you get in an accident, I'm telling you, don't rely on your insurance company. Rely on the advocates because they've been there. They understand it. If you get hurt at work, they've been there. They understand it. They're going to take care of you. And the best part is you don't pay them up front. There's no consultation fees or big retainers. You don't pay the advocates until they win your case. Theadvocates.com. I chat with an attorney live online. A couple more. Justin Salas, a member of the program, says, what was Minnesota thinking? I feel bad for their fans. Well, if you look at the way they play basketball now, they are just so one-dimensional. They really are a pick and pop team because they don't have a big without Karl Anthony Towns. The T-Wolves don't have a big that can get them to the basket. So Rudy isn't even a factor in the offense because they can't have him down low.
Yeah.
Because all of their guards are drive to the basket. And so it really leaves them exposed defensively. They're not great in transition. It's just it's a tough way to win basketball games.
Yeah, dude.
So,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't put them in a strong position.
But by the way, I would really appreciate if you would put respect on the Philadelphia 76ers name. You've been trashing this team for so long. And I don't know how much longer I can evangelize for the best teams in the East without you slandering them. Like, are you ready to today? And I know this is a big day in a young man's life, right?
Stay hard.
I understand it. But are you ready as a young man? Are you ready for this big day of apology to the Knicks?
No.
I mean, I'll single you up.
I'm not doing
go
it,
ahead.
dude. I'm not doing it. I mean, I don't know why you think that I'm going to apologize or why you think that all of a sudden I'm going to start slurping the Knicks and, slurping the 76ers and James Harden, Mr. Disappoint everybody every single year. Like, I don't know why you expect me to do that. That's not happening, man. It's just simply not going to happen.
When you say slurp the Knicks.
Yeah. All of a sudden you've become a Knicks evangelist.
It's not all of a sudden a Knicks evangelist. By the way, my wife just sent me a text that starts with "it barely fits." I'm not a Knicks evangelist.
So you be taking it out too, you know what I'm saying?
So we bought a new sign for the studio, which you will now see on the wall tomorrow. I cannot wait. And my wife drives a lifted Jeep Rubicon. The sign is 6 foot 8 inches long. Kind of like.
Can you measure it?
But she's like, yeah, it doesn't fit in the back of the Jeep, dude. I feel bad. And she's still rehabbing from a broken arm. But the Knicks deserve your respect. And I think you should.
Why?
What do you mean why?
What have they done?
Because you look at how they're playing and you look at their meteoric rise to the 5th spot in the East rather, and you look at who they're beating. Dude, I'm telling you, they're trucking some really good teams on this win streak. Boston, Miami, Brooklyn, Boston, New Orleans, Washington, Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Utah. That is their current streak. That's nothing to, I mean, what is that, 11 games? I mean, they're regularly beating the best teams in the East. And tonight they've got Charlotte. You would expect them to have a massive game. Now, again, obviously you're starting Grimes and Quickly at the guards with R.J. Barrett at the 3 because Jalen Brunson's out. But it's Charlotte. You would expect them to win that game.
Yeah.
The other night that they were able to beat Boston, Quickly went off without Jalen Brunson. Put some respect on that name.
Yeah, they're playing good basketball. Yeah, they're playing good basketball. But I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a great team. I'm not ready to do that.
I will die on this hill. I will.
You're going to die being disappointed in the playoffs.
You're going to die with the Knicks at home watching the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not. You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not ready to say they're a great team.
The best team between Philly, Cleveland, and the Knicks.
Man, that's difficult. I would probably go Philly.
Well, they're third.
Then Cleveland.
They passed Cleveland.
Yeah, then Cleveland, then the Knicks. And that's not because of the standings. I think Philly has the most ways to beat you. Cleveland would be second, and the Knicks would be third.
Okay. Philly or Boston?
Boston.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You're trying my patience now.
I know.
All of our NBA talk on the Monty Show and Utah Jazz Talk is presented by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Again, I say it every day. The things I love about Quick Quack Car Wash, you're in and out of there in 5 minutes. And the car wash is awesome, which is what you expect out of a great car wash like Quick Quack. But it's little things like the fact that their guys wear shirts and ties. They smile. They're friendly. They give you free damp towels to dry your car off with. The vacuums are free. And the car wash is great. Bring the kids because they've got the lights. They've got all the different soaps and colors. And it's a good family experience. Quick Quack Car Wash, the official car wash of the Monty Show. And they present our Utah Jazz and NBA talk on the program as well. DeLambo says, Cavs are my new dark horse. Well, I mean, this Mobley thing, they've got to stay together.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I just think you need to stay together. And Mobley's got to be 100%. Don's got to play a little better. Like, I just don't feel like the Cavs have hit I don't think they know who they're going to be in the playoffs.
They haven't hit their stride yet. They just haven't. And I think that for their sake, they're going to need to hit their stride. But when you look at their roster and you look at, how they win games, like you can kind of see how that would translate to the postseason, just like you can with any other team. But I look at someone like Donovan Mitchell. I look at someone like Jason Tatum. Like the Knicks, with all due respect, don't have that caliber of scorer. Yes, Jalen Brunson's productive. Yes, Julius Randle is productive. But these are not proven postseason 35 points a game guy. That's where I hesitate with these teams. Even, dude, Philly, you know what Joel is. I struggle with James. I know James has had a hell of a season. He deserves a lot of respect.
What about Tyrese Maxey?
Well, the problem for Tyrese Maxey is whether he's going to get the ball or not. This is the same thing with Quickly in the Knicks. If you give these guys the ball, they'll put up numbers. If you don't, they won't, obviously. That's the struggle.
Yeah. Sam Lott says, so is Doak starting tonight since Kessler's out? Dude, this is the other thing, obviously, for the Jazz. I mean, one of the bigger stories is, are they, God, I can't even say it out loud. Are they trying to lose as many games as possible?
I don't think so, but.
Tony Jones reporting Jordan Clarkson has been ruled out tonight with a sprained left finger. Jazz are without Clarkson and Walker Kessler, who's out with a non-COVID injury.
Look, I just don't think, let me put it this way. I don't think they're intentionally trying to lose every single game. I don't think that. I think they go out there trying to win games. However, I think that if there's even a sliver of an issue with a guy, whether it's, hey, my knee hurts, I feel a little tired today.
James Harden not playing for the Sixers tonight.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys are not going to go out and play under any condition other than 100%. And, yeah, that's upsetting to me. Yeah, if it was a playoff game, Game 7, Jordan Clarkson is playing tonight. Laurie's playing tonight. Everyone's playing tonight. But that's not where this team is. And so I love all the people that have jumped on the bandwagon of, they're tanking so they finish as low as possible, even though that wouldn't get them number one overall. They're still trying to finish as low as possible. I don't think that's true. I just think guys aren't going to, go out and put their body on the line when they don't need to.
Yeah, I agree. Jazz fans, Nickeil Alexander-Walker just banked one in from the top of the key as the buzzer sounded. Utah Jazz.
Sorry, I played the wrong drop for him. This is the correct one.
Telling you, man, this $1.99 membership tier lets everybody in the door.
Gas, dude.
It's awesome. Now, it doesn't get you into our Instagram group like the $10 a month membership does, but we appreciate you guys supporting the show. Thanks so much. You're awesome. Thank you for that. McKinley Cutler says they are not trying to tank, but they are in a spot where they will not play a guy if there's anything wrong with them to try and make a playoff spot. I agree with that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I agree with
Precisely.
that. And I think when you look at, and McKinley, I that's exactly the right way to put that. Why would you try to play Walker Kessler when he's not 100%? This Jordan Clarkson thing is ending the way we hoped it would not. Because this has not been a good stretch for JC. It is not. We have seen a lot of ugly play from him, and I just don't think that I can't see him being here next year. Unless they just make a really stupid contract offer to him.
Yeah.
You know, a 4-year, $90 million deal. Something really dumb like that.
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, if you believe the hype, I mean, you know, that's what people are saying. Like, oh, they're going to try and extend him. And it's like, I don't think that they're necessarily willing to pay the guy $90 million. And if you were to pay the guy $90 million, I think that's a huge mistake.
Oh, it's a huge mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it will set you back. Like, there's just no reason to do it. There's just not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where I think you're asking for trouble. If you sign Jordan Clarkson, if you're the Jazz and you sign Jordan Clarkson, I think you're asking for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And again, if you guys tell me, and maybe I'm wrong, how does that end well with JC? Does he come back and go to a 6-man role on a championship team? I don't think that's probably the case.
Probably not.
So, I mean, again, you tell me how that ends well. I don't know. Sam Lott says, wish we would have kept NAW instead of THT. Sam, you know, Sam, you come in here and you drop those 3 letters and you know it pisses me off.
Oh, NAW, THT, your mom.
No, Sam, you are bringing up THT to trigger me. I am less and less every single game I watch him play a THT guy.
Where are we at on Will Hardy?
I'm a big Will Hardy guy. I'm always a big Will Hardy guy. I'm always going to be a big Will Hardy guy. But I'm telling you, Will Hardy is Walker Kessler. There's development that's got to happen with Will Hardy. There just is. There just is. I'm telling you.
Look at DeLambo, yeah.
Yeah, DeLambo says, if they sign JC, I'm out. I'm not far behind you. Gumby Extra Regular says THT, Talon Horton Tucker.
Yeah.
McKinley Cutler, a member of the show, says the Jazz usually trip at the finish line, so we are signing Clarkson to a $100 million 4-year deal.
Dude, you're not wrong, bro.
Stop it. Stop. Don't. McKinley?
You start bringing in triple-digit numbers in here, and now we're talking about Pac-12 stupidity.
Gabriel says Gordon Monson on the Salt Lake Tribune said, quote, buckle up, Utah Jazz fans. It's going to be a bumpy ride. He ain't wrong. Gordo ain't wrong. You know, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
So DeLambo says, I hope the Nuggets don't choke, but Phoenix are going to take it as long as KD doesn't break. I'm telling you now that KD's not the reason they're going to win. Sex machine. I mean, Devin Booker
is that a real question?
Him and KD, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
Lethal.
It has been spectacular to watch. And this stuff with punchable face the other night in Dallas, I'm telling you now.
My name is Luca.
Don't play that for punchable face.
My name is Luca.
I just can't stand him. I want to play this Monty Williams thing.
Because he's a douche.
You're
a douche.
Did you guys see this the other night? So it is the Suns and the Mavs going head to head. What was that on Sunday?
Yeah.
And the game is over. And Luka gets really upset. So they have a brawl. That's Jason Kidd's bald ass head. Now watch Monty Williams kind of roll in here. Kevin Durant's figured out something's going on with punchable face and Devin. Just watch Monty Williams get together with Jason Kidd. So they're talking. Watch what Monty Williams does right here. Watch this right here. They're like, what happened? What do you think happened? What are you seeing? I love that. I love that Monty Williams right here mocks his own guy, Devin Booker, and punchable face.
Yeah, dude.
Because it's true. What are you going to do? Ooh,
You're
tough
a
guy.
douche.
I'm going to push my face into your face. You want to fight? No, neither do I.
Drop that motherfucker.
Watch this right here. Him and Jason Kidd have a laugh about this. Look at Monty Williams' smile when he does this. I love that so much.
That's what it's about, dude.
It is exactly what it's about. Those are two guys who have gone against each other for a lot of years in this league as players and coaches.
Yeah.
They get it. The thing about punchable face is that he's just a whiner and a complainer.
Yep.
He's a guy,
My name is Luca.
and he's wonderfully talented. I am not questioning his skill at all, but it really pisses me off that you can't say anything to, about, or in his direction without him just losing his mind and then waiting for his teammates
Know
to
your
rush in.
role and shut your mouth.
It's just, yes, Sam. Yes. Yes. We need a Suns-Mavs first-round series.
Hell yes.
Yes, we do. Exactly right. DeLambo says turnover, hustle. Tucker. Sam Lott says Gordon Monson is a tool. He's just old. Man, the guy probably
He's a tool.
Do you know how constipated he must be at this age? Probably too much. My bad. Thank you. I knew I could count on you. Jeremy Callahan, a member, says that's hilarious. It is. It's absolutely hilarious. Cutler says, what are the chances that the Grizzlies fall into the play-in or out of the playoffs after what has been happening with John Brooks? Dude, it's not even Dylan Brooks. Like, they've lost. What's the other? Oh, the guy that tore his Achilles.
Slow-mo.
No,
not slow-mo.
No.
Oh, my God.
It went right out of my head.
What's Buddy's name?
Oh, my God. I apologize. It just went right out of my head.
Brandon Clark.
I mean, you guys, they're really they'd have to drop 8 games.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. They'll be fine. But I think that, the tough part is everybody without Ja is fine. They play better without Ja than they do with Ja by the numbers.
Totally agree.
When you're losing, these guys like Brandon Clark and Dylan Brooks, like that's a problem, man. I mean, you're not just going to replace those guys.
Yep, I agree. Dudes, we're over 3,000 views today. We only have 184 likes. Could we please get to 200? Hit the button. That would be amazing. If you guys could do that, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. By the way, real quick before we get to the NFL, because then we got to get out of here. Do you guys understand that we are at 13,335 subs? That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
This show, you guys are growing this show at a really ridiculous rate. I appreciate you so much.
We had, just to put this into perspective, yesterday, what was it, 8 hours in a row of 1,000 views an hour.
8 hours in a row,
dude.
Of 1,000 views.
That's wild.
It's absolutely wild. Let's see. Gabriel says road to 15K. Amen to that. Brandon Butler, a member of the program. What's up, my guy? He says, dude? I'm super late. You're never late. You're right on time.
Dude, you missed a burner today, bro.
You have missed a burner today. We've added 30 new members to the show. Gabriel says, poor Brandon Clark. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that hurt. They're the Memphis Grizzlies are in a world of hurt. I think Ja's teammates have turned on him. I think that they're finally figuring out that they don't have leadership in that locker room.
Yeah.
And I think everybody thought, because from what, oh my God, Anthony Edwards just caught a body. Oh my God, he just dunked on McDaniels. Holy cow.
Bro, can you get that camera?
Oh, no, I cannot do that.
Why?
It's copyright. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Anthony Edwards is a stud.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is this the dagger?
You know when a guy makes a business decision in midair and it's too late?
Yeah.
That just happened to McDaniels on Philly. Oh my God. Anthony Edwards is a stud. C. Kaufman says, you guys make the show so much fun and interact with all of us because you guys are amazing.
Yeah, dude.
You guys are amazing. Main Event says the Grizzlies play better without Ja anyway. Stop.
But, dude,
stop.
Dude, I love that narrative, and on paper it might be true, but you're not playing better without Ja. Like, he helps you win games. But the off-the-court stuff is a real problem now, dude.
And I think that they were just trying to hope for the best in Memphis. Because who really wants to say anything to John Morant about guns?
Nobody.
But here's the problem. And I know we got a bunch of YouTube comments on this, and you can't do that. And how do you not suspend him 50 games?
You have to.
If you're Adam Silver.
You have to.
Yeah, if you're Adam Silver, he had a gun on a team road trip. By the way, there were strippers in the background in the club on live stream, and he had a gun. Illegal in Colorado, illegal in the NBA. He's in trouble with the Colorado authorities. Allegedly, they're investigating him. And if you're Adam Silver, how do you not suspend this guy 50 games?
Yeah.
It's the whole reason the rule's in place to avoid things like Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Crittenton. And now you're just not going to suspend him? That's wild, dude.
I think they will.
You have to.
Yeah, they will.
You have to. Drew says, what's the new member total for the day? Now,
what's the number here?
We have added 29 new members today.
Yeah.
29 new members.
Insane.
And again, if you guys are just tuning in, here's the link. Thank you. We have added a new membership tier. A lot of people said, hey, man, I just can't afford $10. So we put in a new membership tier of $2 today, $1.99. And it doesn't get you into our Instagram members only chat. Totally agree. But it lets you support the show. It lets us call you out in comments. It lets you be a more interactive member of the show.
Yeah.
And it allows us to do things like the Big 5-0 birthday bash because all of our membership money the last 2 months went to the Big 5-0 birthday bash. It allows us to do a lot more things, and you guys are awesome for doing it. And I just really appreciate you. Mapes, longtime member of the show, if they wanted to, they have the picks to trade up. No need to tank. That's what I'm talking
saying,
about.
Dude.
DeLambo says Anthony Edwards could be top 10 if he listened to Cat. LOL. Anthony Edwards could be top 10 if he was on a different team. You know. Drew says, is it a new personal? Oh yeah, today we've never added 30 members to the show.
Yeah, usually we get a couple a show.
Yeah. DeLambo says, and drunk allegedly. Correct.
That's been the bigger thing. I mean, most people feel like, and I'm not ready to have this opinion yet. I don't dispute that the guy drinks. Like, hear me clearly. I don't dispute that the guy drinks. I don't.
No.
Like, a lot of NBA players do. But what I'm not ready to say until I see facts and evidence is that this guy's an alcoholic and that he was just obscenely, blackout drunk when he was taking this video. I don't buy that. He didn't look that tossed in the video.
The problem is, here's the problem with all that. I don't even disagree with you.
Yeah.
You cannot drink and carry a gun in Colorado.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do it.
But I think that conversation, you're not wrong, but I think that conversation people want to have that conversation because it's like kind of ranking what his issues are. Does this guy have an issue with guns, or is it that he went to a club, got really drunk, and one of his homies happened to have a gun and he, thought that would be a good idea? That's what I think people want to understand with Ja. I'm telling you that it's both, because this isn't the first time we've heard about Ja and weapons, right? We all remember the story of the 17-year-old kid. They get in a fight, goes in the house, comes back out with a gun on his hip.
It's this situation with the laser pointer.
Right.
So I don't remember who they were playing, but they get Indiana, I think it was.
I believe it was Indiana.
They get into an argument with the Pacers at home in Memphis. They drive by the Pacers team bus in an SUV that Ja Morant was allegedly in, and they point a laser at the bus like, hey, it's a laser sight on a gun. And then after that, one of Ja's closest friends got banned from all the Memphis Grizzlies games. Couldn't be around anymore. And then the story comes out that he got into a physical altercation with a 17-year-old kid over the summer. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Hey, new member of the program.
Let's go!
Delaric? How do we pronounce that? Del? Can we call you Del or Rick? Delaric? I hope I'm getting that right. Appreciate you being here, man. DeLambo says drunk with a gun, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Gabriel says Ja screwed up big time. Yup. Gabriel says that's scary stuff, man. Yup.
Yeah, it is, dude.
It is. There you go, bros. You guys are amazing. The Monty Show presented by the Advocates. Make sure you also don't forget that the official energy drink of the Monty Show is Bust Up. Get to the link in the description. Get your 3 free samples and the best shaker cup you will ever own. The link's in the descriptions. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.